Well, I've had a piece of chicken. I've had a little drink. I've looked at all the girls, given one or two a wink. I'm sitting in my seat, radio to my ear, the Star-Spangled Banner, and the crowd's opening cheer. I've been waiting since last Saturday, see another one beat. Friends, it's time once again to let the big dog eat. It's time to let the big dog eat. It's time to hear the bulldog beat. It's time. 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 The leaves are red and black. It's time. It's time to bring the bulldogs back. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. I love to go back to Athens town. I love to jump up when they holler down. I love to see the red coat spell the name. I love to talk about that bulldog thing. It's time to get the bulldog grin with 75,000 of your closest friends. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to feel the bulldog heat. It's time to let the big dog eat. It's time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to another edition of our live call-in show, Row 60.
Sir.
Adam, it's becoming an annual tradition.
It is.
Where we have a live call-in show because, well, frankly, we've never not been to an SEC championship on Row 60.
That's right. That's right. We talked about it in the podcast. It's now becoming an annual thing to make the trip to Atlanta that first Saturday in December, and then also it's always, it seems last year I know it was LSU, but seems to always have a familiar opponent. And that opponent has crimson on, and from the state to the left, if you're looking straight at the state of Georgia from space, from Alabama,
the West.
It's one thing, man. This game always it gives me a different feel. Every time we go to Jacksonville, I get excited, nervous about that. But this game right here just gets knots in my stomach because of the past and what we've seen in Atlanta against them with the stakes like it is now and the memories of that. I mean, just to have another chapter of it, it's exciting. It's exciting. And I'm ready.
We've got a live audience tonight. As in our family. I wish we could turn the camera around.
Yeah,
my mom is butchering this already. I'm just kidding. You're not, Mom. It's okay. It's okay. My mom had she's listening to us on the phone, and her audio's been playing.
Yes. Well, then my daughter is running around
it's all
wild,
good.
So it's a good time. This
it's
is what it's
be
about, the fellowship.
Night.
And I hope everybody's enjoying it with their family, friends, and loved ones too, man. That's what this is all about, is fellowship and just getting excited and fired up about Georgia football. So, Clark, right now, less than 24 hours away, I say what, roughly, it is 8:07 p.m. Eastern time, so that means we're roughly, let me do some quick math, 20 hours away from game time, Clark.
Good math, Adam.
20 hours away from game time. How you feel?
I'm all right. I'm feeling pretty good. I've developed this feeling, Adam, that we may I shouldn't say curb stomp them. We may put up double. We may have a double-digit margin of victory.
You think so?
I really do.
Man, golly, I think I don't know, man. I'm feeling a 34. Still about 34-24.
Okay.
34-24. Yeah, double margin point spread right there. It's about 10 points, I think, is where we're going to be at. I feel good about it. I think it comes down to one thing I'm excited to see at the beginning of the game is how's our offensive line against their defensive run? Are we getting a push on there? Are we moving the ball on the ground? Is Carson Beck got a clean pocket? And I feel like if you keep Carson Beck clean, the offense is going to eat, man. And we saw a few times this year Alabama's been susceptible to the run, and I feel like we're going to be good, and we'll see what we do on the defense side of the ball. I think it's going to be containing Jalen Milroe, not letting him beat you with his legs and the deep ball that we've alluded to, man, and no just cheap scores, big, not letting them have any free layups, man. And what I mean by that is 60-yard bombs down the field or anything. And Clark, I think one thing we talked about in the podcast was we think we might have a spy on Jalen Milroe, right?
You think so, Adam?
I don't think so.
I
seriously mean this, that I think it's going to be, and Kirby said this, gap assignments that we're playing, that we're just going to be disciplined with our gap assignments and be a boa constrictor. That's the part. Tomorrow is be a boa constrictor.
Okay.
Be a boa constrictor, Clark.
Hashtag be a boa constrictor.
Be a boa constrictor.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the moment you say, hey, we're going to spy somebody, right, you got to dedicate somebody to that role, and that, that's one less guy you drop back into coverage. It's one less guy you can use in the pass rush. So
I think this defensive staff, it has so much confidence on the playmakers that we got that we could just stay in our gaps and stay in our lanes, man, and be able to just collapse the pocket on them, squeeze them. That's why I said be a boa constrictor. What does a boa do to its prey, Clark? It squeezes the life out of them, and I'm hoping that's what happens with this Georgia defense tomorrow with Jalen Milroe, man. Contain him, contain the running game, and hey, big things can happen.
Yeah.
Big things can happen.
Well, we got the Pac-12 championship also on, and this is a huge game. I mean, right before we even get to the Saturday, I mean, we got a game tonight, and if you aren't watching it, you should be. This is huge. Adam, who are you pulling for? Are we pulling for somebody in this, or do we care? Or?
Well, I love Dan Lannon, obviously, what he's doing here in Athens and time here, but I think I want Washington to win it, Clark.
Yeah.
Because I think that I would rather play Washington than Oregon, even though neither one of the two teams I feel like can beat Georgia. I would just rather play Washington.
Okay.
But, hey, I think, though, if you are trying to play scenarios on what happens with a Georgia loss, if there's a chance for Georgia to still be in, I think it bodes well for Oregon to win the game in that case. So it kind of depends on what you're thinking, man. And I'm not going to go the route, Clark, of a game where Georgia loses tomorrow. I'm not even going to go there.
Are we going to entertain? So we're not entertaining
that
mindset
tonight? No, sir.
Okay.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
I like it, Adam. Well, good stuff. All right.
Feeling good, baby.
I am too. Let's open up the lines. We are going to
open them up. Open
the
them up.
lines. We have one singular line.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of habit, isn't it? You hear these radio shows. So we're going to open up the lines.
We have one singular
one
line. So if you don't get your call taken right away, be patient with us. And please wait till the current caller is done. But
we'll get to you.
We will get
Promise
to
you
you.
that.
All right, we're getting our very first caller right off the bat. Here we go.
Who we got tonight? Big night.
Big night. This better be a big call.
Big call, big night.
All right, welcome to Row 60. Who we got?
Taylor,
what's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
doing good.
Good, man. Good. You feeling good about the Dogs tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it tomorrow. I think we're going to get them tomorrow and take back what was ours.
There we go, man. I heard that. Yeah. Definitely going to be an exciting game, a lot at stake. So you got a score prediction for us, Taylor?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all day.
Uh-oh.
I think the Dogs going to be on top 34-17.
Woo,
Nice.
Man. I would love a 17-point win, Taylor, in Atlanta tomorrow. Man, that would just be unbelievable to think about. And, you're definitely containing Milroe and that Alabama running game and the whole Alabama offense, if that's the case, if you limit them to 17 points. And I can see how that could happen, Clark.
Yeah. I like that. I like that, Taylor. I like the confidence, and I think the Dogs are very capable of doing that, especially on the offense side of the ball. Everybody's been talking about Jalen Milroe, this and that. What about Carson Beck?
That's right.
What about Hartford? What about number 19? What about 84? I mean, we could rattle off a ton of guys. So, yeah, I mean, if anything, I think this is going to be a big offensive day for the Dogs, right? So
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. I think it is, man.
I think we just need to keep Milroe contained on third down, and I think we'll get a little bit more ahead of the score prediction if we're able to do that.
Woo, man. Saying a little bit more than 34-17 then, huh, Taylor? That's right, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I mean, that's one thing that demoralizes the defense is when you got them behind the sticks and it's third and long, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, 12 or so, and then and the quarterback's able to break containment, step up in the pocket or so, and nobody in the second level, and he scampers for 15, 16 extends drives, man. You limit that. I think the magic number, Clark, what what yardage do you think Jalen Milroe needs to be under on it?
Are we talking rushing or passing?
Rushing.
Okay, rushing.
Rushing.
We need to keep him under 100. Definitely.
Oh, I mean, do you really think there's a chance he rushes for over 100?
I don't know.
Let me look up something.
What do you think, Taylor?
Go ahead, Taylor. You talk, Taylor. I got to look up something.
I think we need to hold Milroe under 180 on passing and 20. On rushing, I think we just need to hold him under at least 30, 35 yards on about 10 carries, and we got to limit the third down plays. And I think that'll help us really a lot to get the game put away in the fourth.
Yeah. I think if you take away the explosives, especially on third downs, if you can make them punt the ball, right, that's a big win, right? And I have a lot of confidence in Mike Bobo tomorrow and what this Georgia team has shown me all season. Right. They're able to run the ball. We're going to lean on that, but then we're going to, just when those safeties start creeping up, that's when we're going to take those big shots downfield with number 84, with number 5, with number 11. Maybe we see a big Arian Smith touchdown tomorrow. Hey, last time we played in the Benz, he caught a huge touchdown pass.
Yes, he did. That's exactly right.
Maybe we'll see number 11 back out there. Who knows?
Ooh, yeah.
I think Milton needs to have a big day, and I think number 19 does too. If we want to get this under control by the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I think so too, man. I think Dejon Edwards and Kendall Milton on the ground. We need to establish a running game, keep our offense balanced, man. And that's one of those things I hope that we could get us a good lead going into the second half and be able to ride those big running backs that we got and be able to control some clock and not give Alabama many possessions to catch up but still stay aggressive in the same sense. I think a lot of people will say that's something that Georgia's done in the past 17, 18 games is kind of almost getting a little bit too conservative, but still being able to move the football. And I really think Georgia's not going to have a hard time moving the football on this Alabama defense. No, they're good, and I think it's going to be the best defense Georgia's played all year without a doubt, Clark. But I just got that much confidence, Taylor, in Georgia's offense, man, where they're at right now, especially with the pieces that are returning tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, Taylor, what are your plans for tomorrow, man? What you got going on?
Well, gonna try to cook some deer tenderloin for tomorrow.
Ooh,
There you go. I
That
love
sounds
that,
good.
man.
But I think tomorrow, the Dogs gonna have it under control, and I think we'll probably lock up the spot with Florida State tomorrow.
hey, we'll take that all day.
I love it, man. I love
Just
it.
win. Just win.
I love it. I love it. I think that 100%, man, is gonna be big, and a lot to find out, man. And 3 straight playoff appearances tomorrow. Possibly.
Ooh, man,
love it.
that's exciting.
Love
Well,
it.
hey, Taylor, we're going to take some more calls. Listen, I want to tell you right quick. My dad says hello. Coach Gaines says hey. He is here.
Tell him, hey.
He said hey, Dad.
All right.
I love it.
Oh, man. Well, Taylor, hey, man, thanks for calling in, and go Dogs. We'll see you next time.
All right. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Appreciate it.
Good starting call from Taylor,
Love that,
man.
love that, man. Love that from Taylor. I'm trying to look up right now, too. I'm trying to multitask a little bit right here, Clark. Who would you say the 3 running quarterbacks, that's dual threat, I guess you could call them, that is gave Georgia the most trouble this year?
I'd say Peyton Thorne.
Okay. Brady Cook in Missouri.
Yeah. And I can't even remember. I don't know. Who you got?
Well, I was saying Brady Cook, Jackson Dart. Let me look up his, and then I'll make my point.
Okay. Well, we got a caller on the line right now,
Give
so
it
let's
to
go to our next caller. Welcome, row 60.
Who do we got?
Hey guys, it's Mark Dye,
There he is.
Forsyth, Georgia.
Love
How
it.
you doing, Adam?
Oh, doing good. Good to hear from you, Mr. Dye. Always a pleasure to get to hear from anybody from the Dye family. How's everybody doing in Forsyth?
Everybody's good. Miss Dye says go dog.
Yes, tell Miss Dye I said go Dogs.
That's right. We hadn't heard from Russell up there. He's trying to turn into a Yankee.
Well, I'm telling you, Russell, I went to Washington in September, and I went to the Capitol, and I was at the Capitol taking a tour of the Capitol, and I was telling Russell where I was, and all of a sudden, out of this, where all the big shots come from, I guess a secret door, wherever, with a nice name back. Here comes Russell, and then everybody was like, I was with was said, who is that? I mean, and I said, yeah, he's a big deal. He's a big deal. He's a big deal. So we are proud of Russell, and I was like, man, this is wild. You're at the Capitol every single day working, and I was very fired up, very glad to see him in that setting as well, and of course get to see him on Georgia Fall Saturdays. The memories we have
Well,
is just
Adam,
great.
we're very proud of you and what you're doing. Just a couple of points here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My score is 42-20 Georgia.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
I think the key to the game will be if we can keep the Alabama quarterback corralled.
Yes.
The young man, I think, was a man before me, Taylor.
Yes, sir.
If we could keep that guy around 30 to 40 yards, we're fine.
That's right.
If he's got 100 yards, we're in trouble.
Yes, sir.
Rushing.
Yes, sir.
We'll be in trouble. If we can do that, what we need to do is keep them behind the sticks on first and second down.
Yes,
And
sir.
I would even consider putting a spy on him
Yes,
on
sir.
a third, 11, third and 12. And now you got him really hemmed up with the 4-man rush, a spy, and we ought to be able to handle those guys. In fact, I have no question about whether our offense, heck, our offense could score on the Falcons, I think.
Yeah, yes,
They definitely could.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So I've got no problem with that. But
Yes.
I do believe if we could control the Alabama quarterback, I don't think it'd be too much of a game. And you made one other question that you asked earlier. Who would you rather play, Washington or Oregon?
Yes, sir.
I would much rather play Washington
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
because, listen, I was a pilot in the Air Force and
Yes, sir.
stationed out in Washington, in Tacoma, Washington.
Yes, sir.
And Washington does not travel.
Yes.
They will not come to the Sugar Bowl. There won't be 15 Washington fans.
Woo, she's saying
And those crazy,
we'll fill
those
that
crazy
Louisiana
Oregon
Super Bowl.
people, those crazy Oregon people will come.
Yes, sir.
They travel. as we saw a couple of years ago when Georgia played.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'd much rather play Washington.
Yes, sir.
And just hope you guys have a good night tomorrow night. Pull through for us.
Woo, gonna be big.
Gonna be big. Go Dogs, Adam.
Go Dogs, Mr. Dye. Please tell everybody I said, hey, y'all be loud down there in Forsyth. Love y'all, and always good hearing from y'all. I'm telling you.
All right, buddy. See ya.
See ya. Go Dogs. Love Mr. Mark.
Mr. Mark.
Oh, yes, and Russell and the whole family.
Yeah.
Great friends of mine for a long time now since I at the University of Georgia. But going off what both of our first callers said, Clark, about containing Milroe's legs. Okay, real quick, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
So we would probably all be in agreement that the three quarterbacks that gave us fits with their legs, extended plays, trying to, I guess, break containment is what we call it, and running and being elusive in the pocket has been, we would say, Brady Cook, Peyton Thorne, and Jackson Dart. Correct?
Sure.
I can't think of
I don't
anybody
even know
else.
if I'd put Jackson Dart in that category.
Right. Well, that's what I say. He would be the third one.
Yeah,
correct.
if there would be.
All right, so
third.
guess what the highest amount of rushing yards were by any of those quarterbacks.
Peyton Thorne had to have been about 7. It was definitely Peyton Thorne. It would probably been about 70, and that was off one run.
Peyton Thorne had 12 attempts for 92 yards, but you had one run right there.
Yeah.
That offensive possession where he had about a 73-yarder or whatever it was.
Right.
And then you limit him to what? I mean, that's even about 20 yards or less from that point on. That was like the first drive of the game, Clark. So they settle, and then you get Brady Cook, 10 carries for 39 yards.
Right.
And then you get Jackson Dart, who's tore some people apart with his legs, and some games this year, right? 8 carries for 20 yards.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is, it's not C.J. Stroud. I know what C.J. Stroud did last year, and I know Jalen Milroe is more than capable of killing you with his legs than these guys are. But what I'm saying, I trust Georgia's defensive coaching staff and their defense and the playmakers we got on the field to not let it get out of control where Jalen Milroe has 100-plus rushing yards and really takes advantage and that be the difference in the game.
Yeah.
I just do not think with the defensive game plan that Georgia has, they're going to make Jalen Milroe beat them with his arm. And we'll see what happens, man.
All right, we're getting another caller here. Welcome to Row 60. Woo! Who we got?
There's Jim Wilcox coming at you live, full color.
There he is. There he is. Love it. Love the enthusiasm coming to us, Jim. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. I'm just like last year. I'm stuck on another double shift. I don't know why I pulled this on myself, but hey, you know what? It's always the mentality that I got to have.
That's right.
Good customer service. That if you're going to have an emergency, I prefer that I be on duty when you have it.
There you go. I love it. We appreciate your service doing that. That's the thing, man. People like you's got to be out there working when we're enjoying football games and everything else that we got going on. But you said you worked a double shift last year, right?
Yes, I did.
That's a good omen. That's a good omen.
Shift last year too. So
that's a good
omen. A good luck omen because
that's right.
Georgia is going to be offering up a little customer service tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it. They
all
are.
those fans, they are just gonna tear it up, man. I feel up my bones when Brock came back and he caught that pass against Ole Miss. I just felt in my bones we're gonna be firing on all cylinders tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Gonna be fired up, and I am hoping because we're looking for a double-digit win.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But I would love it if we beat them 33-18.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see that score again.
Yeah, that was weird. The field goal exchanges in the first half of that game and what led to getting to that point total was wild. I think we're going to see some fireworks tomorrow. I will say I could see what Taylor said earlier, the first call at 34-17. That would be awesome. I'm still thinking it's going to be a little closer than that because I can only really think of one time an Alabama team in the Nick Saban era in a game like this. I know maybe some Sugar Bowls, Clark, when Alabama was eliminated from championship contention before that there was a big blowout. But the Clemson, as much as I hate to give them any credit, the Clemson game in San Francisco for the 18 national championship was the last time, and I think the only time I could remember in a big game like this that Alabama got ran off the field.
Yeah. And then another one would have been Ohio State. I know you said the most recent one, but
yeah,
Ohio State,
that's true.
They got
14.
blasted.
Yes,
of course,
did.
that was Kirby's defense, up against Cardale Jones. Mr. Jim, you getting a little radio chatter there?
Uh-oh, do we got a call coming?
Yeah, It's a crazy night. We actually just got back just before the call-in show started.
Oh, really?
Wow. We ran 3 calls back to back to back. I didn't know if I was going to make it here on time.
Wow.
Well, listen, while we got you, here, we need a few good safety tips for the people putting up their Christmas trees.
Yes,
I mean, you did this last year.
We do need
I'm pretty sure you did this last year.
Christmas tree safety. That's right.
You did this last year, and
we gotta keep the good mojo going with that, right?
Yep.
So if you have a live tree, make sure you keep that sucker watered. Check it every day.
Right.
Don't leave the Christmas lights plugged in all night long. Unplug them when you go to bed.
Right.
Lock up the cats at night so they don't go climbing.
That's true. That's good. That's a good one.
No Clark Griswold.
Yeah, we don't need that. No Clark Griswold Christmas vacation stuff going on. I love it.
Yeah.
That's right. You got to keep the tree hydrated, man. All guys living things, you got to stay hydrated.
We just got ours yesterday.
There we go. Love it.
And if you find yourself, putting up the Christmas lights late,
yes,
make sure you get the ladder the proper climbing angle.
True.
Don't overextend your reach.
That's a good.
You don't need anybody falling.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Not this time of year.
No, we don't. We don't need any big injuries during the holiday season and going into the SEC championship game. We don't need it for the players. We don't need it for the fan base. Everybody's got to be on their A game tomorrow. We don't need no putting up Christmas light injuries. Woo, man.
I got Miss Pam's coming to the firehouse tomorrow. They're gonna bring snacks.
Love it.
We're gonna sit and scream and yell at the TV in my office. So.
Oh man, sounds like a good one.
Love it. Going to be great.
Well, hey, we appreciate the call. We're going.
You guys.
Go ahead.
You guys driving to Atlanta tomorrow?
Yes, sir. We're going bright and early in the morning. Then going to get on out there and.
All right. Yeah, beat the traffic.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Yes, sir. Get fired up and
watch out for the other guy.
That's it. Head on a swivel 9-3, Jim. Everything that you got to do that we learn and really just and use all of our mirrors, have them properly adjusted before we take off, and 9-3 the whole entire way out there going.
Make sure you got enough blinker fluid, Adam.
Blinker fluid.
I'm just kidding.
I love that. That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, hey, Mr. Jim, we do appreciate it, man. We're going to take some more calls. Thank you for being a patron and a listener and just a good friend of ours.
Yeah, just a great friend of ours.
You're awesome.
And for keeping the community safe out there. We love that. Be loud tomorrow. Go Dogs, baby. Woo!
Go Dogs.
It's a man right there. Love that. Go Dogs.
Mr. Jim.
Oh man, my daughter's fired up. You hear her rambling in the background?
We need to take her tomorrow to get a little more
get a
extra
little bit of
crowd
moment.
noise.
So if you hear a crying baby in the background, or just an exuberant, is that a word?
Exuberant.
An exuberant baby in the background. That is
Adam.
That is, and you can see where those genes came from just rambling and all the time.
Beautiful adjective there.
Thank you.
Good word.
Thank you. I do
usage.
what I can.
Very proud of
Who do we got? All right,
we're getting 2 calls at the same time.
I have a lot of nervous energy going on right now. And when I have nervous energy, I just ramble.
All right. Welcome to Row 60. Who we got?
Glory. It's your boy, Rich Beck.
Woo!
There he
is. There he is. What is going on?
Feels good to say that again.
That is our guy.
So, it's perfect. I have a story from school. Remember last year we had Natalie and Tennessee.
Right.
Well, boys, it's Monday.
Yes, sir.
I'm putting the back books away, cleaning up my desk. As the kids are rolling into school, kids are unpacking. One of my students, we'll call him Bryce, he rolls up on his iPad. Normal. That's normal. Getting a book out on there. Cause we all have iPads in our classroom, right?
That's amazing. That still blows my mind.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And we got a little app that's called Sora. It's a reading app, right? I'm assuming Bryce just busting out his iPad, get on Sora like he's supposed to do, being a good little boy in 5th grade.
That's right.
And then I look over, start chit-chatting, I look back at Bryce's screen, and I see the most vile thing I have ever seen in my life.
Why?
A big old Alabama A.
Oh my gosh.
I yell at Bryce. Bryce, you going to put that on your iPad in my classroom? the TA in my classroom is thinking that he is looking at something that a little boy should not be looking at.
Right. I think we need to get defects involved in the situation.
And Bryce looks at me, tears already forming in his eye, and I say, Bryce Dayhill, of all the things in the world to be looking at in my classroom this week is not going to be Alabama. He's like, Mr. Beck, I swear it's not for football. It's for basketball. This is basketball.
Well, if that's the case, it's okay. We don't, whatever. We're not a basketball school.
Oh, man, that is hilarious. That is great.
It was hilarious. Every single kid the rest of the week kept ripping them. We ripped him so bad that he changed his favorite basketball team to the Boilermakers.
Oh, good. Hey, there you go. Why not? I love that.
He's like, Mr. Beck, I'm off Alabama. I'm like, you darn right you're off Alabama. You ain't getting a Beck's bucks until it's over.
Yes.
Until Alabama goes down. Okay. Other than that, it's been a good week. Busy, long. You know what? I'm a big Christmas sweater guy. You guys know this.
Yes, sir.
You know this, maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been on the search for the Georgia Bulldog Christmas sweater, and we busted it out today. Got my first Georgia Bulldogs Christmas sweater.
Nice.
Feeling festive, ready for the SEC championship. We're going to be rocking that game real loud and proud in the Beck House.
Yes,
out
sir.
Here in Buffalo, if you guys don't know.
That's right.
Cold, snowy weather out here, but I'm going to be warm and toasty watching them dogs win the championship. We're going to stop Mr. Mill, whatever his name is, the running back, quarterback that they got there.
Yes.
And I'm not worried about it. You say contain, I say by the quarterback, I say blitz the quarterback, I say it doesn't matter what his name is because at the end of the day, it's going to be dogs on top.
Yes, sir.
Love it, Rich.
41 points. I don't know exactly how many points Alabama puts up, but I'm feeling less than 21.
Oh, okay. Man.
Less than 21.
Wait, you're saying 41 and less than 21?
I'm telling yes.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's going to be like, you remember when we played Kentucky and everyone was like, oh, I don't know. Are the dogs real? Are they really real? It's going to be like that. The dogs are going to be awoke. Someone rang the doorbell. And you know what happens when you ring the doorbell and the dogs are in the house?
What's that? Give it to me.
A lot of barking.
Oh, I love it, man.
We better buy some
I love that.
You better hope it's not the mailman.
That's right.
Because mailman gets bit.
Yes,
anyway,
sir.
Anyway, what else we got here? What's going on with you guys? What's the chatter down south? Because in Buffalo, I'm not really hearing much. I'm just hearing, oh, this is going to be a good game. What are you going to bet on?
Right. I love that it's being taught around the whole nation. Love the classroom banner going on. Love the influence you're making on the children. That's good stuff. Need more of that.
Yeah.
Need more of that in the schoolrooms, man, and all the way around. Love that. But down here, everybody's nervous. I'm nervous. I think everybody we talk to is nervous, but they feel it's a quiet confidence. Everybody wants to feel confident about it, but I think there's too many demons that a lot of us have. From this game, even though we are back-to-back national champions, and one of those national championships meant to have to slay them. But I think going in that building with that familiar opponent there, until we do it there's always going to be memories, Clark, that I can't get to myself to say, and I love the confidence that everybody has that we're going to just smoke Alabama. I hadn't gotten there yet with it because of just personal stuff from years past and what they are. But, man, I do feel good about it. I do feel like it's a win. And what I love about this, Rich, is right in the Kirby era, 2012, and then kind of the right at the beginning, year 2, year 3 of the Kirby era, when we played them, I was like, well, if Alabama does this, this guy kind of has an off night, and then our guys, Jake Fromm has a great game. We get some good yards on the ground with Swift and everything, then I think we could beat them. And then you would see some of their depth still in the trenches on both sides of the line of scrimmage take over, and then we would choke it away there at the tail end. This year, though, we're to the point that I feel like when you go position group by position group, that a lot of, the pendulum's going to swing towards Georgia's direction in the talent department, Clark. And the depth is there, man. And that's the thing. But it's going to be get up on them early, get a lead, and then the second half, continue to put your foot on their throat. Josh Pate said it best, man. They are a snake. Right when you see a snake, and a venomous snake, Clark. Not a friendly snake, not a king snake, Rich, not a black snake, not one that you want to have out there eating rats and everything around the house. But let's say a copperhead, man. You see a copperhead out there in the garage, you get a hoe. You get a hoe out there and you whop it upside the head. You think you got it dead, right? You think you got it dead, but then no, it comes back alive and it can bite you. You think you had it dead. You got to reassure that snake is dead. You got to take that hoe, you got to flip it around, and you got to chop its head off, and then it's dead. That's what you got to do with Alabama. That is the analogy with Alabama. You cannot just think we got them.
Rest.
You can't go in the fourth quarter with a one possession lead saying we're there and let your foot off the pedal, man. You have got to keep it wide open, baby. Wide open and rip the head off of the snake that is Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Rip the head off and keep stomping on that baby, because we ain't gonna stop till it's over.
That's right.
All 4 quarters nonstop.
Physical football.
Boogeyman ain't got nothing on us anymore.
We are the boogeyman now, Rich.
That's right.
Georgia is the boogeyman.
That's right.
Georgia is the boogeyman.
We are the boogeyman.
Georgia is the boogeyman. Point blank period, man. Woo, man.
We got to get that mindset. We got to get that mindset that it's us now.
Oh, the team's got it.
We are the one that they are afraid of. We are the one that bumps at night.
That's right. That's right.
Bumps at night.
That's it, man.
They're scared of us. We're not scared anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's not a mental edge with the players. It is truly the fans still with the experience that we had for 2012 on. But the players, they're dialed in, they're focused, I guarantee you. And there's no intimidation where in 2015 when Alabama came to Sanford Stadium in the rain, Georgia was beat when Alabama got off the bus and they saw what those guys looked like when they came out of the tunnel. You could attest to that. You were there, Clark, on the field that day. And now, nuh-uh. When you look at Alabama's players and you look at Georgia's players, they're equal. The cultures are similar, and let's just see who has the better culture. Who has the more physical culture? Who's going to be the ones to do it? These guys, these programs talk about each other. They might not say it in public, but it's inside those facilities, man, it's competing. Are we getting better than Georgia today? Are we getting better than Alabama today? Even though this game right here isn't like a Georgia versus Auburn or a Georgia versus Florida in the sense of a rivalry, this is a big rivalry game, Clark, and it's a different feel. It's a respectful rivalry game, man, and these two guys, we don't like them. We don't like them, and they don't like us, man. And it's just time to go up there and beat them again. Beat them again and let the world know that the best coach in college football today and currently is Kirby Smart, not Nick Saban. Now, don't take the words out of context, right, Clark? Nick Saban's the best of all time. It's going to be hard to ever duplicate what he's done in the past 15, 16 years in Tuscaloosa. But current day 2023, a win right now says that Kirby Smart is the king of college football. That is what is at stake tomorrow. And Georgia, the premier program, the standard in college football runs through Athens, Georgia, and does no longer reside in Tuscaloosa, Alabama for current day. That's what tomorrow means.
We got 2 national championships.
Dang right.
So we got to beat Saban. That's when you put the flag in the turf and you say it is ours.
That's right.
Nobody is going to take it away. Mm-hmm. What they think right now, those kids at Alabama think that they're going to just come in here and they're still going to bring it. They got it. Our dogs just got to do it. Got to end it. It's over. The boogeyman is gone. We are the boogeyman. It's over. The Saban reign is over.
That's right.
It's over. It's over. All right, guys. I got enough. I'm just rambling on.
I love it, man. Love it. Love it, Rich.
I can't wait to see all the stuff that you guys post. Guys, if you're not on Patreon yet, I say it every single call-in show. You got to get your butts on there. They're constantly putting out content, making you laugh, making you happy, loving every moment of it. We got.
Hey, we appreciate it.
I appreciate that, brother.
Off the new merchandise and everything.
There we go.
Let's go. Come on. All right, guys.
I appreciate that, brother.
Go, Dogs. Love you guys.
Yes, sir.
Love you.
If I don't see you.
Yes, sir. Love you. Go Dogs, Rich. Be loud tomorrow, baby.
Oh, Rich.
Woo!
He's a staple. Been there since day one.
Love it.
Our first call-in show, I remember we're sitting right over there, Adam. We had our set over there, desk, everything. And we had old Rich Beck. He hopped on. And
he did.
Just like several others.
He did. Every other.
That are on tonight.
Yes.
All right, we're getting
we got another one coming in already? How about that? All right.
All right, welcome to row 60. Who we got?
Dagan.
Dagan, what's going on, man? How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Good deal. What's your feel for tomorrow?
Feeling pretty good.
Good. Good.
Kind of nervous too.
I tell you, I think every Georgia fan deep down will tell you there's definitely some nerves. There's some butterflies in the old stomach, a little bit. And but hey, that's what makes it special. That's what makes it special as a fan, that it means something to you, Mm-hmm. So, what you feeling about tomorrow though? You got any score predictions?
I hope it's much worse, but I think it's going to be 34-27.
34-27. Okay, so one touchdown win by the Dogs is what you're calling then.
Yeah.
I hear you. I can see it, David. I can see it playing out like that, man. A lot of one possession games have been played from these two teams, man, in recent years, and I agree with that. I think that's about the right amount of scoring. I don't see this being a 45-42 type game, but I don't see this being a defensive slugfest of a 14-10 type game either. So I think in the 30s, high 20s, we've seen a lot of Georgia-Alabama games in Atlanta be around that score. I see it, Clark.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Dagan, who do you think the breakout player is going to be tomorrow?
Bowers and Buller.
Hey, those are two right there.
Yep.
I mean, you need them every game.
That's right. That's right.
We need a healthy Brock Bowers. Surely he'll play tomorrow. Surely, to goodness. I know that
he's
Kirby,
going to be the healthiest he's been since Vanderbilt tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, probably. I hope
That's
so.
what I'm calling.
Yeah, he should be. But they said last week, or Kirby said allegedly he was just kind of sore and that sort of thing. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Javon Bullard's got to step up too, and not that he hasn't played well up to this point. He has. I'm just saying he's got to take that leadership role. I think him and Kamari, they control this defense, especially in the secondary. Obviously, I mean they're the two best there. Well, I guess you throw Malchi in that, but they seem like they're the leaders this year as opposed to the middle linebacker group. I feel like that's kind of opposite, but. I like how they've stepped up, and you're right. Javon Bullard, man, I think look out for him. He's going to have a big game.
Yeah, Javon Bullard is a leader. Love it.
Yeah, I think McConkey will play tomorrow.
I hope so, man. I think it's going to try to go, but I'll be honest with you, from the little I know, which is not much at all and not really great knowledge as far as inside what's actually happening, but from what I've heard, Clark, McConkey might be the most banged up out of all of them. Kind of one that's probably going to give it a go and try. And he's a competitor. He's a warrior out there, man. He's going to do everything he can to stay on the field. But we saw him in Knoxville just 2 weeks ago not be able to do it. Try it and not be able to do it. So hopefully the 2 weeks he's healed and he can stay out there a little bit longer. But I would say between the ones that the offensive guys who missed at Georgia Tech, Tate, and Brock, I would feel the best about where Tate and Brock is, but I would be a little bit more questioning of where Rah-Rah and Ladd is. But I think all of them will try to go, all of them will dress out, would be my guess. But as far as who's on a snap count or pitch count or whatever you want to call it, and who's ready to go, I think Brock and Ratledge are a little bit further along than Rah-Rah and Ladd, from what I've heard, Clark.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean, like I said.
Who knows?
Who knows, man?
It's one of those things. It's gamesmanship. Kirby knows. Don't let him fool you with the interviews. He knows who is likely to play, who is healthy, who's ready to go, and it's just a matter of hiding some stuff from Nick Saban, and Nick Saban knows it.
That's right.
So anyway,
that's right. Well, Dagan. Oh, go ahead.
My dad said he thinks Dylan Bales will be a big part tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, Dylan Bell's been huge now that he's been able to go back to the wide receiver group and focus on just being a receiver, stepping up again from last year. The beginning part of the year, he had to pull double duty being at the running back room and the wide receiver room. Now, with Edwards and Milton healthy, Bell's able to just focus primarily on receiving, man, and you've seen him step up in the absence of McConkey and Thomas and some of these other guys the past couple of weeks. Couldn't be more proud of him where he's at. Yes, I would 100% expect number 86 to make some big plays tomorrow, Clark.
Yeah.
Big target and a big part of the game plan.
Absolutely. Him and if Ladd is healthy, I'm telling you, that combination.
That's the thing that gives you confidence is not only that I feel like Georgia's offensive line is going to keep the pocket clean for Carson, what has to happen for Georgia to move the ball up and down the field against a very strong Alabama front seven and a good Alabama secondary and defense overall, coached by a good coordinator in Kevin Steele, is the amount of playmakers that Georgia has. They could do anything, man. They could do anything, and I'm hoping that Mike Bobo dials some stuff up. That I think Alabama's going to try their best to get to Carson Beck in the sense of really try to let Turner and Braswell eat. And I think Beck has such a quick release of some little tight end screens, running back screens, and everything that I think we could see Alabama trying to bring the heat. Loaded up box and nobody in the second level, some big gains in space by that. So Bobo's going to be big tomorrow, I feel like, and going to be a chess match between these coordinators, and all of them really respectable, good coordinators. I mean, Tommy Rees has done an outstanding job adapting Alabama's offense to Jalen Milroe, but Schumann, Muschamp, Smart going to have a plan. It's going to be great. I mean, just the best versus the best. Period. Well, Dagan, do you got any score predictions for the other championship games?
Tonight I picked Liberty to beat New Mexico State 34-20.
Now, I'm telling you what now, Dagan, we've learned, you ask old brother Hugh Freeze, it's hard to pick against New Mexico State. New Mexico State boat race brother Hugh at Liberty in this same game last year against Liberty and New Mexico State in the CUSA, is it the Conference USA? Conference championship. And then also Jerry Keel took his New Mexico State Fighting Aggies to Jordan Hare Stadium a couple weeks ago and boat raced Auburn. So I don't know. Liberty's undefeated. Jamie Chadwell's a good coach, but I think they're tied at the half right now. So you might be right on that one.
I think I might be looking wrong on this Oregon game.
We'll see what happens.
I picked Oregon 41-38.
Well, a lot of ball left to be played, man, but definitely Oregon probably needs to drive or score on this offensive possession right there. It kind of seems like, Clark, that Oregon and Washington could start being Washington might be a team, Michael Penix and Kalen DeBoer, if Washington continues to play like they're doing and beats Oregon, might give Dan Lannon some nightmares every night. Because you think of what happened in Eugene last year,
and then
what happened this year in Seattle, and then if they beat them again right here, man.
It's like a mental block.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Lannon's ran the West this first 2 years. Been very impressive at Oregon, but the Achilles heel, man, Washington right now, Kalen DeBoer's program. Yep. He's going to be trying to chase him down. So we'll see what happens. A lot of ball left to be played. So,
Dagan, who's your Heisman finalist?
I think Jaden Daniels is going to win it.
All right,
yeah. I mean, you look at the stats he put up, and other quarterbacks in the SEC that put up the same stats between the rushing and the passing. I think it's the likes of Tim Tebow, Joe Burrow, Cam Newton. I mean, guys who all of them won Heisman. So it'll be interesting to see. Bo Nix has a chance to do it tonight, but he better step it up and see. So. Yeah. Or Michael Penix.
I mean,
who knows?
The thing is, those guys are playing tonight. Jane Daniels is sitting at home. So,
That's right.
I mean, anyway.
That's right.
Well, Dagan, hey, man, we're going to take some more calls. We got another caller. Appreciate the call as always. Go Dogs, brother.
Go Dogs, baby.
Yeah, no.
Appreciate it, Dagan.
All right, we're just going to keep going here. I got another call.
Them through. All right, who we got, Clark? Who we got?
Oh, well, let's see.
Do we got him? Are they online?
I think I may have lost him.
Did you hang up?
I don't know what happened there.
I appreciate it.
Here we go.
Clark does a good job of being our soundboard guy, our host, our guy who answers the calls, man.
Yep.
We might be needing somebody to run like the call board, to get us a call board next year.
Get a couple of lines going.
Take some stress off you on these things, man.
It's all good.
Because I would do it because I have no idea what I'm doing on this deal.
All right, we got a new caller. Welcome in to Row 60. Who we got?
Joe from Jefferson.
There he is. Woo, Joe from Jefferson. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Boom.
Boom. Love that. Boom. Woo. Love that. Love the enthusiasm coming out of Jefferson, Georgia tonight from Joe. Yes, sir.
Woo, yeah, boys. I tell you what, we're in good shape over here in Jefferson.
I heard that. Hey, how's
And I tell you what, we're gonna be celebrating tomorrow night
Yes, sir.
because them dogs gonna whoop them tide.
Yes, sir.
It ain't gonna be a rising tide; it's gonna be a sinking tide.
There we go. I
We're
love
gonna
that.
drain it.
Love
We're
that.
gonna drain the ocean tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. I love that. Man, you get a call from Mr. Joe from Jefferson. It really gets the juices flowing. Man.
Yeah.
Picks it up. So I guess
Well, I tell you what.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm just 73, and I've lived a lot of long years, very glorious years, and I'm so happy to be alive. And the dogs are winning.
A lot of wisdom. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I just joined your program. I'm a Patreon now, so
Yes, sir. And we thank you.
And we
greatly.
appreciate that. Love that. And hope you enjoy it, Mr. Joe. But yes, the support, that support, it means the world to us.
Hey.
And very appreciative.
Hey,
of that.
and listen, if you accept my invite, I sent you a friend request, Mr. Joe, on Facebook. If you accept that, I'll invite you to our group on Facebook, and you'll start to see some of the other stuff we post there for you, too. So make sure you accept my friend request if you don't mind. I want to be your friend regardless, but anyway. But, yeah, we do appreciate that, Mr. Joe.
well, I tell you what, guys, I really enjoy your show, and I'm gonna give you a score prediction.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say Georgia 35, Bama 28. But we'll have them 28-14 at halftime.
Oh man! If we're at 28-14 at halftime, and then come back and it's 35-28. Oh my gosh! Whoo! Seen that
Oh
story?
yeah, we'll let them score in the second half a little bit.
Oh man!
But our defense, they underrating our defense. They think they're better than they are, and they're not. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I tell you what, I'll take a 1-point win. I'm just so nervous about this game and wanting to see a win against them in that stadium so bad. But I love the confidence. I love how everybody is feeling, man. And I think it's warranted, Clark. I really think this team, where both teams are right now, both of them are very good. It's Goliath versus Goliath, Mr. Joe, and I think the Dogs will come.
You got that right.
I like that score prediction. I like 35. I think high 20s, low 30s is where this game's going to settle when all's said and done.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
We're gonna whoop up on them boys. I tell you what, they think they're gonna throw that ball. Milrose, a deep thrower,
Yes, sir.
not an intermediate passer, but he hadn't seen 22, 23, and 24 back there.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's a good thing that, we have not seen a secondary like Alabama's, I don't think. But on the flip side, I don't think they've seen a secondary as good as ours as well. And I'll take
No, they
Carson back.
haven't. I'm going to tell you now, Milton's going to have 150-plus yards rushing tomorrow.
Oh, no. You think so? Oh.
Well, I mean, Auburn ran over 200 yards on them.
Yes, sir. I think so. I'm sorry. At first, I thought he said Milrow, and then it clicked. He said Milton.
Yeah,
I thought at first he said Milrow.
Kendall Milton.
There we go. Yes, sir. I got you. I'm with you now. At
We're
first, I thought
frazzled
you
tonight.
said Milrow, and I was like, oh man, I hope not. But I agree. No, Kendall Milton absolutely will. Mr. Joe, I think so too. The way he's played the best ball that he's ever played at Athens right now the past 3 weeks, I think so.
Yeah, they got that number 14 linebacker, and he's going to meet Kendall in the hole. Kendall's going to run over him, and he's going to get up and say, "What? Did y'all get the tag number of that truck that hit me?"
That's it. I love it.
Yeah, it is
Well,
good that we got a healthy Kendall Milton. That helps this offense a lot,
Well, I tell you now, 1965, I was there in that Sanford Stadium when Georgia beat Alabama 18-17.
Was that the flea flicker?
Flea flicker.
Yes, sir.
It was a televised game on ABC, Wide World of Sports. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Yes, sir.
And it was a great game. I was 15 years old. I was in the Boy Scouts in Jefferson, Troop 158, and
Yes,
we ushered down in Athens when Vince Dooley started in 64. I saw all of his home games in 64, 65, and 66. They'd bring us in the stadium and feed us pot, barbecue sandwiches, and Cokes.
That's amazing, and I love that because I've seen the video. My mom had a VHS 25 years of Vince Dooley, the history of Georgia football, and and that game was on there. And correct me if I'm wrong, but not only did we have to get the flea flicker, but didn't we go for two to make it 18-17 as well.
We got it. Yeah.
Yes, sir, and got it. And I love the picture from that game is where the players are carrying Vince Dooley on their shoulders, and that midfield, he's on the player's shoulders, and he's looking down and giving Bear Bryant a handshake, and Bear Bryant's wearing the crimson hat, and I mean it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I tell you what, that's the only game I've ever seen Alabama wear white and crimson helmets.
Oh, really? Really? How about that?
That's an interesting combo.
Their offense had the crimson helmet, and the defense had the dang white helmet.
Golly, I didn't realize that. Because I think
we'll go back and watch that video again, Adam.
I will. I definitely will. That was that's neat. I always thought, man, that would be a cool game to go to in Vince Dooley's second year, beating Bear Bryant, and that's amazing that you were at that game, Mr. Joe, and that's why we love you bringing the history and the stories to us who weren't there to experience it, knowing how far back you go in Georgia fandom. Man, that's special. That's special, and we appreciate every story like that you shared to us because that means a lot.
I tell you what, Joe, I went my first game. I told you in 1959.
Yes, sir.
And we beat Florida State. Now 65, we had a great team.
Yes, sir.
We started off. We beat Alabama. Then we went to Michigan and beat them 15-7 in the big house.
Yes, sir.
And we wore red jerseys. They wore blue jerseys.
Really?
That was unusual.
I didn't know that. Then, Mr. Joe.
Well, you said Alabama?
And
no, at the big house when they beat Michigan.
Sorry.
Yeah.
University of and we were ranked number 2 in the nation. So.
I'll be done.
Then we went to Florida State, and Bob Taylor was our halfback.
Bob Taylor, yes,
he was our leading rusher, and we got down there, and Florida State broke his leg.
Now, that is right. I remember it was Kirby Moore, the quarterback.
Yeah, he was.
That's right. That's a special team right there. Not a team that gets a lot of recognition that area, but I think that was the first time Georgia played above the Mason-Dixon was against Michigan that year.
Yes, it was.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we never went to cold climates before, so.
Yes, sir. That's amazing. I've always heard of those games, but never got to talk to someone who remembers them, and especially you being at the Flea Flicker game. I really appreciate you sharing those memories because as somebody who is a big history buff with Georgia football, that's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear personal experience.
Well, I tell you what, my mind's not as good as it used to be, Adam. You got a sharp mind. Clark hits you with those trivia questions, and you just pop them out, boom, boom, boom. I'm impressed. I tell you what, I'm impressed, Adam.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Joe, I appreciate that, and my wife would say you can answer those questions on there, but I can't remember to take the dirty towels to the laundry room when she asked me. So she gets on to me for that. Yes, sir. So I get myself in trouble with knowing Georgia football trivia and history, but every time she asks me like to empty the dishwasher or the towels to go to the laundry room, I accidentally forget that then. And she always brings that back in my face that I could talk about a Georgia game that happened 20 years before I was born, but I can't remember to empty the dishwasher. So it gets me in trouble sometimes.
Hey, I understand that. My wife tells me to pick up my underwear out of the bathroom.
That's
I can't get one by him, Mr. Joe. Every time I get some trivia questions, there's not a single one Adam can't at least have a good guess on. So, anyway.
Good times.
Anyway, we got our clunker game out last week.
Yes, sir.
Now we're ready to roll again.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you what, we should have beat Tech more than we did, but the refs were really bad. They called all those plays, and good Lord,
they were
mask tapping the top of the helmet. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
And then they calling back those touchdowns. I was very distraught with those refs.
Yes, sir. I was too. I agree that then there's a receiver downfield. I'm not one to try to get talk about the refs in a sense, but last week was horrible, and we talked about it coming out of the stadium. And that ACC crew was just different. You could tell Kirby wasn't a fan of it in the roundabout way he talked about it. And I'm just glad to get out of there with a win and no further injuries. Got to rest some guys. When you have the games of the Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee's back to back, and then Florida before that, the week before that, you're bound to have a little bit of a letdown. and absolutely was something that glad it happened there, and be able to just re-energize, refocus this week, and know what is at stake tomorrow in Atlanta, and go. I think it sets up perfect.
It does. I'm going to tell you what. Now, Carson's going to pick them apart.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be like a surgeon. He's going to dissect them, hit those receivers. And I listened to Nick Saban's Tuesday press conference. And Nick said, they said, well, what about 19 and 84? Said, aren't they the best receivers? He said, I'm going to tell you what, the 19 and 84 were out of the games.
Yes, sir.
He said, when they were, you had 86 and 5 took over.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And he said, now that 86, not only he can catch the ball, he can run the ball, and he can throw the ball.
Yeah,
he said, so we really got to watch 86 when he's on the field.
That's right. And I think Dylan Bell will. We've talked about it. He will have be a big part of the game plan tomorrow. Just so many weapons. Dom Lovett, even Arian Smith. He got some good catches last week. I was real proud to see that for him, man.
Last time we played there, he had a great catch.
That's exactly right. That's what he said. Some guy, he's probably the fastest player on the field. And if he gets behind that third level, watch out. So we're Bobo's dialed in. Carson Beck's dialed in. This offense is ready to roll. It's a great Alabama defense, but that's how good our offense is. Even as good as what Kevin Steele's defense is right now, I still have confidence in our ability to push Alabama's defensive front around and get some yards on the ground and be able to get some yards through there and put some points on the board. So
we got the best offensive line. So
I agree, and that's hard to believe. It's been a long time since we played an Alabama team that we could say the offensive line goes in Georgia's favor. I feel like, because that's something.
I tell you what, after we win this game, I think FSU will be our next opponent.
Yes, sir.
In the Sugar Bowl.
Yes, sir.
And we will destroy FSU.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with that. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a New Orleans Sugar Bowl rematch of the 2003 Sugar Bowl to end the 2002 season against Florida State, man, and that would be special. That would be fun. I think it would be good for recruiting purposes too, to show that Georgia's a superior program between the two, because I know there's a lot of going back and forth between portal guys and recruits in that area. And Florida State is a team that recruits the same guys we do. So I think you kill two birds with one stone with the game against them, and something I'd like to see for sure.
Yeah, and I'm tickled that Florida's not going bowling.
Yes, sir. I love that.
Always good.
Can't beat it then.
Well, Mr. Joe, we're going to take some more callers. We greatly appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
As do all the people out there.
I think, yes.
They all look forward to your call.
I think we speak to everybody out there that everybody enjoys getting to hear from Mr. Joe. I'm sorry, Clark.
No, you're good.
You go ahead and finish it off.
But, hey, be loud tomorrow, Mr. Joe.
Don't worry about it. I hope I don't get the cops called to me.
There you go. You be loud. Let them come, and then let them know why. Let them know why you were loud and rowdy. So there's worse things you could be doing.
Let them watch it.
Yeah.
Watch the dog beat down.
There you go. I love it.
Well, tell them Row 60 allowed that. You tell them to call us. We'll take care of it.
That's right.
We'll bail you out.
That's right.
No problem. Don't care what. Y'all have a safe trip to Atlanta. And when you come back, I hope you can talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do it then. God bless you, Mr. Joe. We will be in touch. Thank you. Go Dogs, baby.
Go Dogs.
Woo! Gotta love Mr. Joe.
All right, we're going to keep
love Mr. Joe.
Yeah, we're going to keep it rolling here. We just got caller after caller tonight. So, hey, look.
Love that. Everybody needs to get in.
If you don't get your call accepted right away, just be patient with us. We're going to be here for a while tonight, I'm sure. So,
right.
Coach Scoggins, God bless him. He has called me probably 8 times a night. He's probably getting very bitter at me. Look, we got somebody beat you to the punch. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So who we got?
Thad Glenn.
Thad,
what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, just here in the fine city of Livonia, Georgia, looking at Christmas lights on the front porch.
I heard of that, man. I heard of that. How's that little boy doing?
Oh, he's good. He's in there squealing with his mama. He said, it's your turn to rocking tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to call in the calling show.
There we go. I love it, man. I love it. So how you feeling about tomorrow?
Man, I hate to be the pessimist in the group, but someone's got to bring up
somebody's got to do it.
that Alabama could exploit tomorrow. Man, I don't think our outside linebacker play has been as good as the past couple seasons.
Right.
This year, our in play has been average at best. I mean, it's no surprise, it's no secret. We've been vulnerable. A lot on the stretch runs on the outside.
Yep.
Man, I'm really concerned tomorrow about that.
Right.
You know, so, and then obviously with Milroe being able to move around in the pocket and scramble, we hadn't really contained quarterbacks well, and that's something we hadn't done really recent memory. We haven't been able to contain running quarterbacks, but you know, everyone thinks this is going to be, you know, one of these shootout games, and it very may well could be, but I just got a feeling for some reason tomorrow it's going to turn into an old school clash.
I think so. Yep.
Running the football. I think Milton. This is, you know, we've been waiting for 4 years for Kendall Milton to become what we thought he was going to be.
That's
you know,
right.
Obviously with the injuries and everything, but I think, man, what better of a time for him to come into his own right now? I hate to say it, but I think if we can run the ball and control the clock and play old school football tomorrow and keep them off the field, we'll be fine. You know, Milroe's that deep arm kind of worries me there, but I mean, you got to be confident with you know, with our offense. I think we can play with anybody in the country.
I agree, man. I agree.
But on the defensive side of the ball, when you're seemingly, whenever your safeties are making the majority of your tackles, you know, you've got some issues there. But obviously, we've been good enough. You know, so I'll let y'all get y'all's comments.
Nah, Thad, I think that's a very logical take, and I think you're exactly right on that. That it's hard to really say we've been very pleased with edge play, outside linebacker play this year, and you know we've I think wishful thinking, hoping it'd turn around, get to the standard. I know we've been so blessed and spoiled with Nolan Smith, and we even talked about how good Robert Bill was, even when he would rotate in there at the end of last year when Nolan Smith was banged up. And at this point, it's a personnel deal that there's just not the Jimmies and Joes for that right now. Those guys hadn't stepped up in the sense of that, and also not only the outside linebackers, but the defensive line in front of them, not depending all on them. I think you add the two, not having the just studs that we've been fortunate enough to see the past couple of years, has led to seeing more people gaseous on the outside. But you know, I think it's something that I agree with you that no doubt Milroe can beat you, and you're going to have to let him beat you with his arm. And then if he somehow carves you apart, then you got to, and has a Heisman performance, and you just got to tip your hat to him, man. But I agree with you. Definitely, it's a concern. And one thing makes me feel better about that Jace McClellan, their leading rusher, and guy who's carried definitely the majority of the totes, is either banged up or not playing. So that's one thing I don't want them to see, is be able to get the running game going between the tackles. I know Alabama is a team that likes to run the ball between the tackles, kind of some bigger, slower linemen. I feel like Clark and I feel like Georgia's good between the tackles. So I don't know if there will be more of kind of the stretch running game plays on the outside tackle. I'm sure they will try to get the perimeter, and I'm sure they will have some design misdirection stuff that kind of froze our younger linebackers and made them lose a step, where we got scorched last week by Haynes King and Georgia Tech's offense, and some eye candy that they threw out. I'm sure they'll have some wrinkles of that as well. But we're just gonna have to see who steps up tomorrow. But I agree, it's very nerve-wracking when you think about what could possibly happen with how good Alabama has been this year once they've adapted the offense and Milroe's got his confidence up.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, to be honest with y'all fellas, and y'all started this podcast, and you know, the whole show and everything, and ever since y'all started, we've done nothing but win national championships.
That's it. And the one loss we had, we avenged it. You know, so I think that's interesting.
But I think folks really need to sit back and enjoy this right now.
That's right.
It's sports in general. It's the peaks and valleys, and we're at the peak right now.
That's right.
And as long as Kirby Smart is at the helm, I personally believe that Georgia will always be in the hunt. And really, as far as in college football, that's about all you can ask for.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
That's if you're in the hunt every year, there's a lot of teams sitting at home.
That's right.
Including lousy stinking Gators, as Brandon Adams on Dog Nation calls them.
That's right. That's right.
Not even going to the toilet bowl. I love it.
I love it, man. You think about it: 12-0 for Georgia, 3 straight years; 5-7 for Florida, 3 straight years. That's the way the good Lord intended college football to be.
And we are 3 wins away from 2 straight 15-0 seasons, which has never been done. Correct?
No. 2 in a row. No, not at all. Not at all.
So that's
not
wild.
Not at all.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see how this playoff shakes out as far as, obviously we're watching Oregon and Washington right now, and, it looks like Washington's going to come to play tonight.
They have, haven't they?
But it's going to be interesting, let's just be honest. If Florida State gets in there, just like Mr. Joe there said, I think they're saying honestly that their quarterback the second string quarterback might not even be playing. He's got a concussion.
Right.
Wow.
I think Florida State loses tomorrow. That's my thought.
Yes.
And I honestly hope, because if Georgia does happen to flip, man, I'd hate to see a scenario that we get knocked out because of this. But anyway. But yeah, fellas, I'll let y'all go. I know y'all got plenty of folks calling, but it's good to talk to y'all, and y'all get in there and root them on tomorrow. I'll be smoking some meat and
I heard that,
maybe cold beverages, and
there you go.
root them from now.
There you go. Love it, Thad. Love it, Thad, man. Great hearing from you. Great knowledge right there and wisdom. Something to definitely be thinking about. Great call. Good hearing from you, brother. Tell Macy we said hey, and definitely be in touch, man. Great hearing from you.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
Yes, sir. Go Dogs, brother.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Good stuff.
Man, a lot happening. Sorry.
A lot happening. I'm sorry. A lot going on around us, too.
Lots of calls
got
tonight.
The little girl, she is wide open right now.
Let's see. All right. We better take this call before this guy never calls in ever again. I think he may be mad at me, but he's going to have to deal with it.
Oh, is he?
Welcome in, everybody. Coach Scoggins.
How are you doing, gentlemen? I'm not mad at all.
No, we're good.
Not mad at all.
Love that.
I know you have your patience always isn't great.
Yeah, it's better, but I know you're right. Yeah, in fairness, you're exactly right. It's a lot better than it used to be.
I bet.
That's good stuff.
Well, the older you get, they say you lose testosterone, you lose energy, you lose that you care. So
That's right.
Oh, man.
That's right. Oh, man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
What's your feeling tomorrow, Coach?
Well, are you ready for this? Because you know me, I'm negative Nancy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yes, sir.
always negative.
Well,
Yeah. All right.
It's
Alabama.
Oh, it's Alabama.
It's Nick Saban.
It's Nick Saban. Yes, sir, it is.
It
is.
It's Alabama. That's the thing. Here's the deal. I'm not saying they're going to win. All
right.
But you've heard of PTSD, right?
Oh, yeah. I've talked about it all week. All
right. Post-traumatic Saban syndrome, man. I mean, that's just,
Yes.
And so, but it's Alabama. And when you're playing Alabama, you are literally playing a machine.
It's true.
You're playing a machine, and the only Alabama could pull off what they pulled off last week.
Yeah.
Now here's the deal. If you're asking me my opinion, here's my opinion.
Yes, sir.
Georgia's got the better team.
That's right.
Alabama's got the one player that can make the difference, and that's and the sad part is they're good enough that if you do shut down that one player, they're still good enough other places they can hurt you.
That's right.
But Coach, wouldn't you say the same is true for Georgia, though?
Well, yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Speaking of that, and I heard Tebow say this today, I don't think people realize how good that guy we got under center really is.
I agree. I agree.
That guy, it's all right. Tebow said it best. He said the reason he's not in Heisman talk is because Georgia doesn't sit there and throw up a bunch of style points with 5 minutes to go like everybody else does.
That's right.
Yeah, they get control of the game and they end it.
Mm-hmm.
That guy can play.
I agree.
All right, now I thought about me and Coach Shaver, we talked about this today.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, and you know Coach Shaver, he's the greatest Disney dog on the planet. Georgia's. So here's the deal. But he's the end of the yang. I'm the yang. He's the yin.
Yes. Oh yeah. I definitely can see it. I can see it right now playing out.
But here's what we agreed on. If I'm maybe mistaken, there's either 5 or 6, maybe 4 of the Philadelphia Eagles starting defense that Carson Beck had to play against for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Every day.
That's true.
Now, you name me a defense, including the one they're going to see tomorrow, that's that good.
Nah.
That you play every single day. And on Tuesdays, you go live again.
Yeah.
That's right. So
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, Coach, so that's what's developed is when you have somebody like Jalen Carter, Devontae White, Jordan Davis coming at you, and the A-gap is what has made him have a less than 3-second being able to get rid of the football decision-making.
And when he gets rid of it, he knows where it's going.
Exactly.
Saban said that yesterday.
Yes.
So, quiet optimism. I'm not going to say I'm quite there. I will say this. I'm not near as tore up as I was 2 years ago at this time.
Right.
But, it's still Alabama. CBS, man. Can't beat Saban.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I
just got that. That took me a second.
But Coach, is it
Go
getting
ahead,
though to a point that where the mentee takes over the mentor?
I think so. I really do. I think so. I think because just age in it of itself is that way. I mean,
right.
Even let's just say Alabama does win tomorrow. So what? All right. You still got Kirby Smart that's going to be at Georgia for the foreseeable future. Realistically, unless Kirby Smart just decides like Matt Luke, he's tired of it, he wants to take a break, he's done everything he can do. Realistically, Saban's going to be gone before Kirby Smart is. That's the way you look at it right now. If you look at recruiting is always sort of a sign of where things are going. And look at rivals. Look at 24/7. Georgia #1 in both.
Right.
Alabama, I think, is at the highest. Well, I think Alabama may have taken over. They had a commitment or something. That they're still up there, but they're where Georgia was 4 or 5 years ago when they were #1 and Georgia was coming up behind them. So I really do. I think just and I think that I think the resources Georgia has. I think the NIL network Georgia has. I think the culture Georgia has matches Alabama.
Right.
And I just think we have a bigger base and pool to recruit from within the state. And go back and look at all those title teams that Alabama has. They all had players from Georgia.
100%. That's exactly right. And so I do think the mentee is taking the mentor. It may not happen tomorrow night, but I do think overall it is happening. Yes.
That's just my opinion.
I agree. And there's definitely, I don't know if I get too much where I just want to wish things into existence. I want to see them beat Alabama so bad tomorrow because I think what it means is that kind of the changing of the guard for Georgia being definitely the stamp that they are the premier program in the SEC currently, not overall, because I don't care. Kirby Smart's not going to do what Nick Saban did at Alabama. You'll never see repeated the 15, 16-year run what Bama did. I think it's impossible. I don't think a human being will have the juice for what. Now, if it was still college football from what it was in 2010, all the way throughout his career, there's a chance. But where it's at now, and even so, what Saban's doing is unbelievable, and the culture he has. But for just current day, I want to see it, and I want it to be there. Leave no doubt that Georgia has passed Alabama right now, current day, and I don't think we're going to get that until it's on the field because it's culture versus culture. Who's the best coaching staff? Who's prepared this team the best? Who has the best culture? And I think the winner of it tomorrow is what I mean. You know, the winning streak started right after losing to Alabama, and I don't want it to end when you lose to Alabama. I want this one bad. And I said after getting 2 national championships, I'm not going to get worked up as I usually do in these games. Yep. But no, here I am right here just getting worked up about this one because I want it so bad.
That's okay. It's Coach Goggins, man. You can get worked up.
That's it. I want it so bad, Coach. I want it so bad. I want this so. I want it bad.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And I think you just said something in that statement. I mean, let's look at Georgia's coaching staff versus Alabama's coaching staff. All right. So if you look at the team, I think Georgia's got the better team.
Right.
And minus Saban, I mean, when you look at the other 8 coaches on staff, or 9 coaches, because they can have 10 now, I think Kirby, when you look at Kirby and Saban, officially Kirby hasn't passed Saban yet, but he's right there with him. But when you look at the coordinators, you're not going to tell me that Glenn Schumann's not a better coordinator than Kevin Steele.
Right.
You're not going to tell me that Mike Bobo's not a better coordinator than Tommy Rees.
That's right.
You're not going to tell me that that Scott Strickland and or is it Scott Cochran? Is that his name? The strength coach?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got Cochran, Will Muschamp, Dale McGee. I mean, heck, you just had your secondary coach just got the head job at Syracuse.
That's right.
I mean, that is a staff. And if you go back to what Spurrier said after the Florida game, he said, you know, you can use NIL all you want to, and Georgia's done that well, but you still got to coach them.
You got it, yeah. And that's been the difference. Go ahead.
Yes. No, I was just going to say, you're right. That's the difference. I mean, they are as good a coach football team as Alabama has been in this last 15 years.
Yes, and I think that the development has been better in Athens the past few years than it has in Tuscaloosa. Both still very great, but I think that's been the difference. And why Georgia's been on top is the development, the recruiting. Alabama's had the best recruiting class in the nation in history. In like 247 2 years ago or 3 years ago or so. And I know Georgia's been up there too, but they're on an even scale. But I feel like Kirby Smart's guys has done better than Nick Saban's guys. And the development part of it, that's what separated them and where Georgia's been at here the past couple of years. And what I'm hoping is going to happen tomorrow night, just wishful thinking. But you're exactly right. I mean, all those guys.
Yeah.
I'd take
well, Clark, I'm going to ask you one question, then I'll let you go because I know y'all got a lot of guys calling in, and I don't want to take all your time. But you were over there when all this started, so you were around it and you saw it.
That's right.
All right. So have you? And I know you're not really there as much anymore, but you are around it a little bit. So tell me, do you see how it has improved and gotten even better in the last 5 years?
Oh yeah, I mean night and day. I mean I watched Mark Richt. Gotta love him. I love that man. I always will. Yeah. I know your opinions on Coach Rick too, but no, I love him. Yeah. And I saw him. He was a CEO. He managed practice. He lost that fire, you know, and he was getting on up there in age too. And he had coached 15 years up to that point, something like that. And I just saw him. That was my first year. His last year was my first year working with the team, and I saw it was very CEO like. But you see what Kirby's done. 2016, I'll never forget this. When he came in, it was like a light switched. He came in, and this just speaks to his attention to detail, but he got 10 more cameras on the field just for the video staff. Everything just ramped up. Even our department ramped up, and there was a new energy brought to there. And we just knew. We knew it was bound to happen eventually. You know, you talked about it earlier. We've got the resources. We've got the NIL stuff. We've got a great pool of talent here just in the state of Georgia. We don't even have to go anywhere. If we stayed right here and just recruited the heck out of Georgia, we'd have more than enough talent-wise. And so when Kirby came here, we knew it was going to happen, and here we are. I mean, we're rolling. It's not going to slow down anytime soon. So
tell them the Kirby Smart story after the 17 national championship loss.
Oh yeah, the national championship too. Man, it's good. So I walked down out of the tunnel. I was going back to the locker room. That's where we kind of met. It was a rendezvous point. And
1 second. Sorry for people who don't know. It's the 2nd and 26 game with Tua.
Yes.
National championship.
And right after the national championship, we lost. Went down to the tunnel, and I saw Kirby. He was on the back of a golf cart, And I wish I had a picture of his face, but you could just tell that meant something to him to have lost that game in that fashion. It was personal to him, and I've seen coaches, they shake it off, but that, I don't know. You just saw straight through his eyes down to his soul. He was bitter about that. And I think ever since that point, it's kind of been his mission. He's not going to say this publicly, but it has been his mission, his personal goal to just stomp on Alabama.
To pass him.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
The Tom
But
Rinaldi.
we got a chance tomorrow night. And I'm hoping we are.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, boys. Enjoyed it, man. Thanks for taking my call. Love the show. I want to try to get on as a patron here in the next year or so.
We appreciate that, Coach.
Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always enjoy, appreciate it, love you. Be loud tomorrow
Love
for the
y'all
Dogs,
too,
Coach.
man. Right. Go Dogs, baby.
Go
Go
Dogs.
Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Old Coach Scoggins. Yeah, I know. Sorry, that wasn't the story you were referring to, was it?
No, I was referring to that one. Then I thought about that
The
one.
other
too.
one,
That
the
was
Tom
actually-
Rinaldi. Hey, for our patrons, we'll share that with y'all. That comes from
Will Snipes.
our Row 60 patron, Will Snipes.
That's a good one.
He's got a really good story.
And I'm sure because it was said at the Touchdown Club meeting he was at. When he told us that when we were over there in Knoxville.
Oh, man. I got goosebumps. We'll share that with y'all. All right, we're getting another caller. Once again, guys, if we haven't been able to accept your call, be patient with us. We're going to try to get as many as we can.
We'll get everybody in.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to call,
just
we'll
be
get 'em in.
patient here.
We'll
We
get 'em
got a
in.
lot of calls tonight. And, yeah.
She was clapping.
Oh, Callie, were you clapping?
She was clapping. Who we got? Who we got, baby?
Well, the force is strong with Georgia.
There he is.
Ooh, that's
Star
our guy,
Wars
Star
dog.
Wars dog right there. Love that. How's it going,
Sir,
brother?
what's going on, y'all?
Oh, just getting juice, man. Just getting juice.
I am pumped. Me too, man. Me too. I finally got done processing my deer, and now I am full gear heading to the game tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
There we go. There we go. So you will be out in Atlanta tomorrow then, Star Wars.
Well, I'm going to be there early for all the fanfare stuff.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, we will be around.
Yeah, and hey,
So-
when you get to the fanfare stuff, message us because we'll definitely. I think that's where we'll be too. We're not doing any sort of a tailgate tomorrow because it's really dreary, right?
Yeah.
So
And not the best tailgating spots in downtown Atlanta. I'll just go ahead and say, so we'll be out and about.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell my buddy too. 'Cause he was wanting to get a parking spot for tailgate too, and I was like, well, one, there's plenty of stuff to do at the place,
Right.
and it's not really the greatest tailgate thing. Here, so.
No, it's not. But that fanfare
Man,
is fun.
I'm absolutely pumped. I can't wait. I've never been to the SEC championship game. Been to a handful of Georgia games, but yeah, finally get on y'all's level and actually see these games in person.
hey, listen, we need a concession stands report from either you or anybody else. We'll take all of them this week. But yes, hey, maybe you're the good luck charm against Alabama. We're 0-4 against Alabama in SEC championship games, correct? Is that right? Or
Yeah.
0-3.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
0-3.
Yeah.
And SEC championships?
Yeah,
12, 18, and 21.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the national championship, 17.
Ugh. Hey, but maybe you're the good luck charm.
That's right, Star Wars. That's exactly right. That's what we need, man.
Hey, I hope so. I got the big game haircut and everything.
There we go.
That's Bennett style.
Love it, man.
Got cleaned up, ready to go.
Love it.
I'm pumped.
Love it.
So excited.
Love
I think
that.
it's going to be a good game, man. You can't help but be nervous because it is Alabama, because it is Nick Saban led.
That's right.
But I don't know if they couldn't do it for the national championship with Bryce Young. I don't think they got it. And I know our team's not as good as that 21 team, but I think it's time that we claimed that stadium in Atlanta and our home state as ours. Once and for all, that's our stadium. We'll win in there 2 years in a row.
That's right.
And we'll just keep the streak going.
That's it, man. That's it. I agree with that 100%, Star Wars, that it's time to do it. Time to do it. And I feel good about it because as good as Jalen is, he might make me eat crow, and if he does, I will be on the show to admit that I was wrong, and I will eat my crow like I did in 2021, the first time in the SEC championship. But I just don't think Jalen Milroe is going to give us the fits that we saw from Tua, from Jalen Hurts, from Bryce Young. I just don't think he's that caliber. He's good, but I think he's closer to Joe Milton than he is Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a dumb statement,
Yeah,
but that's my
I think
thought.
we stopped him. I think we stopped him enough that our offense pretty much score at will. But we're gonna stop their offense plenty of times to win comfortably. I like the prediction earlier. I believe it was Joe.
Yep.
How it's going to be a big margin at halftime there. They might have a little second quarter comeback, but yeah, I'd have to say I think we're going to hang 48 because the will to score is going to be there. I think we're going to try to get down there every single possession.
Yep.
And I believe this defense can hold them to, let's say, 21.
21.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I can see that.
148.
Man, that'd be awesome.
As good as our offense is, I don't know. Alabama's got a heck of a defense. Their front seven's pretty daggone stout. Their secondary's unbelievable.
I think their linebackers is the inside linebackers is the weaker link, I feel like. If there is a weaker link.
We've seen, regardless of who's healthy, whether it's McConkey, which is pretty doubtful. I think he's going to try. I heard y'all talking that earlier, too. I think Bowers is going to fight through. He's going to be there for us. But that's just going to open up. I think Lovett's going to finally have his game where he stands out pretty strong. Right next to Dylan Bell, gets back into his wide receiver spot. And they're not going to really expect all that. Their eyes are going to be focused on the big names. And I think we're going to gash them with the others. And Kendall Milton, I bet he's going to have a field day as well.
Yeah. I hope so, man. He's been ramping up for it, just playing extremely good, and I think it bodes well the way he's playing the physical style. If we could create some space for him, because he is a guy that I don't feel like – I feel like Kendall Milton's a guy between the tackles that he gets a crease in the hole, he cuts it up. Now, that offensive line, I think that's one thing I'm excited about seeing is the first couple offensive possessions for Georgia. And really, each side of the football for each team, who's winning the battle in the trenches, but especially the Georgia O-line versus Alabama D-line, just seeing how clean the pot of a pocket that Carson's got, man, and see what holes we're opening up on the running game and the ground game. And I think those first couple possessions, you're really gonna see it, and then definitely see if this O-line can just wear down that Alabama defensive front in the second half of the football game and really be able to impose our will. I mean, you think about it, even though – I know the game didn't turn out good in 21. I mean, Georgia was running the ball down Alabama's throats in the SEC championship in the second half.
I tell you, nothing really gets me more excited because usually when it runs up the middle, my eyes roll. Because it's just time after time they run into the backbone. Guys, the hole collapses on them and it gets nowhere, and it seems like a complete waste of a down.
Right.
But watching Kendall Milton explode through the holes up the center, I mean, I swear every single time it's got me going, woo, woo! It gets me excited, man. I love watching him just bust through there. All of a sudden, he's 8 yards downfield.
That's right.
That's a good feeling.
And the beauty of it is, we've got so many playmakers on the outside. You got to respect all those guys. So your secondary, whoever you're playing against, that's where their assignment is on the perimeter. Well, if you can get through that initial, first level and then get to the second level, you got a big chunk play, if not a really explosive play at that point. If you can move just enough bodies, and that's the thing about Kendall, man, he hits the gap so stinking hard, and he's got a burst of speed. I'm telling you, he's a good back, and I can't say this enough. It helps this offense so much to have a healthy Kendall Milton. And we're starting to see the fruit of that now. Yeah.
And I'm excited about Edwards, the guy who can get you some tough yards, and we're going to need some tough yards tomorrow too. Mm-hmm. So, they complement each other well, and I think both of them are going to come up big tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Sleep on Carson Beck getting a good couple of chunk plays scrambling as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely in the cards. He's shown the times that, it's not a design, but he just sees it and up he goes for 13, 14 yards,
Yeah.
That's his little baseball slide.
That's right.
I see that happening quite a few times.
Yeah, he's definitely done that as he's gotten comfortable and just gotten absolutely just dialed in reading defenses, man. And he reads coverages so well. And like you said, Star Wars, his ability to step up in the pocket and pick up a quick 8 or 9, man. And I think that we're going to see a designed quarterback draw when they spread 5 wide out, empty backfield, and, it takes it up the A gap and has some space there. Or I feel like we were talking about on the podcast, man, it just seems like every time these ends and these outside linebackers on draws that they're just crashing down, not respecting Carson having the ability to pull it and hit the outside if he's reading that defender crashing down. And I think there's a possibility that maybe you'll see that as a wrinkle. Maybe not. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. But it seems like if you get to where you're on about the 12 or 13-yard line and it just seems like, man, he might pull that and pick up a good chunk of plays on the outside like that, man. And I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm very pleased with him. I don't think he gets the respect on the national level. I really feel like if he does what we think he could do in games against Alabama and in the playoffs, then I don't see how in the world he is not at least the number 3 quarterback. And I know we want him to come back, and I've heard everything about the NIL package, offering him $1 million to come back, and I hope he does.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
But I just feel like, man, if he does and plays like we want him to play and what we expect he can play tomorrow and going forward to the very end to cap off a 3rd national championship for him to get his as a starter, Clark, I think he's going to be up there in conversation with Caleb Williams, Drake May, and then Carson Beck. I mean, he's better than J.J. McCarthy. I'd take him over J.J. McCarthy right now. Maybe he's red and black shaded glasses, but right now give me Carson Beck over him, man. And
he's already at that level, like already.
100%.
I mean, if you look at his footwork, it's phenomenal. If you look at his mechanic, and I know, I mean, these are things you should have nailed down as a D1 quarterback. But his release is quick. He has great vision. He stands tall in the pocket. He delivers a good ball. He makes good decisions. He has good football IQ. I mean, he's got everything you could possibly want in an NFL quarterback.
Exactly.
No doubt.
That's it. And in a pro-style deal, too.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. He's prepared to go the next level. And he might come back, and I hope he does, like I said. But I'm hoping that he plays to the level where there's a bunch of chatter of him being a first-round guy. And I know it's a heavy, talented class, man. And I'm red and black blinded. But I just think the pro prospect, he should be on up there, man. I know everybody talks about the generational ability of Caleb Williams, but Carson Beck does not get the respect that I think he deserves on NFL Draft Boards. I saw some idiot on NFL Live the other day who had Drake May, Caleb Williams, Shadur Sanders, number 3, J.J. McCarthy, number 4, and then I think some group of 5 guy, number 5 maybe. I forgot who it was. Who was the other 5th one? But McCarthy hadn't done anything to impress me, man, as a pro prospect. And I have not seen a lot of Michigan play, but I just don't see how he could be better than Carson Beck. And you could say that as an NFL GM that I'm going to pick J.J. McCarthy over Carson Beck. Period. So I ain't going to do it.
Hey, I got one more question for you, and I'll let you get to somebody else.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Star Wars.
Regarding trickeration and some trickiness and trick plays, what do we think? Do you want to see them? And if so, what do you think? Flea flicker, double pass again? What's your thoughts on that?
Do I want to see any trickery? I love trickery. I really do. As long as Georgia's not out of position and the other team's doing it, and we got a guy streaking downfield and not covered. But no, I think not necessarily trickery, but some wrinkles. I think you're going to see a Brock Bowers end around. I mean, it just happens.
You know, we hadn't had that jet sweep Brock Bowers this year. Have we ran it one time?
Yeah, we've ran it.
Earlier in the year. I don't remember.
Is that? I thought that's what he got hurt on, right? No, or was it a little flat route?
His very first touchdown was a end around sweep.
Yeah.
Of the year, his very first touchdown.
Very first was? Okay. I can't remember that. But I know
it was towards the goal line
last year, man. Yeah, see that. I like Star Wars a little, getting the line flowing one way and the play flowing one way, and then you have a speech like Aaron Smith or Dylan Bell. The play to Dylan Bell, the end around to Dylan Bell last week and how he hit that edge, man, was beautiful. Beautiful. I don't think we'll see another. Oh, go ahead. What you want to see?
I was going to say, I want to see, now only if we're already up at least 10 points, but I would like to see a fake field goal.
Oh.
Like I said, only if we're up 10 points already.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think, have we ran a fake field goal since the debacle in Baton Rouge in 18? Was that the last time
Fake
there was a fake
field goal? No, I don't think
that was
so.
it. That last one was it. And I don't think we ran a fake punt since
18 SEC championship.
We have the opportunity always laying there with Beck being the holder.
That is true. Yeah.
I think it could happen, you know.
Hey, man.
I'd love to see it. I'd dang near fall off the top of the stadium where I'm going to be.
Oh, man, that'd be awesome.
Yes, sir. Hey, Star Wars, we appreciate the call, man. We're going to take some more. Always good having you, brother.
Yes, sir, brother.
Hey,
we appreciate it.
Let us know about tomorrow.
Holler at us tomorrow.
Holler at us tomorrow. Go Dogs, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go Dogs, baby.
All right, we got another caller. We're just going to keep rolling.
Keep them rolling.
Keep them rolling.
Keep pumping it out.
Welcome to Row 60. Who we got?
We got Rod from California, Rod Dog.
Rod Dog.
Oh, man,
There
Rod
he
from
is.
California. Yes, sir.
Hey, you're our newest patron, right?
Yes, he is.
This is great. Yes, I am. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, man, we appreciate you calling in, man.
Crazy energy you guys bring. It's awesome. You
Hey.
got it all the way out here.
Appreciate
So,
that, brother.
We got it's gonna be 27-17 tomorrow. That get that over with right now.
All right.
The
Yes,
line's
sir.
gonna dominate. We're gonna control the ball. We're gonna just take the time. We'll have time of possession, the whole thing.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all good.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Hey, what I need from you guys
What's
is
that?
I need the best tailgate food. We're gonna have the best tailgate here. I know you're not gonna get the tailgate there, but we're tailgating here.
Hey, there we
My
go.
backyard,
Love that.
and I need the best. We're having collard greens and black eyed peas.
There we go. Look at him over there in California. I heard that.
Little Southern cuisine.
Hey, do us a favor, right? If you don't mind, snap a picture of y'all's
Yes.
tailgate setup, man. We wanna if you don't mind, showcase it on the page, man, and show everybody's tailgates from the house.
You want that on Facebook? Facebook page?
Yes, sir.
Do
yes,
that.
sir.
Yes,
Send
sir.
it to the Row 60 Facebook page or Clark or whoever. We would love to see that and
That
be
would
able
be
to
cool.
show that to the people. That's good stuff. Anybody out there with their
we'll
setups.
Send it. So, what I need from you, I need to know what we need. What's the best Southern tailgate food that you guys could come up with?
Oh.
You know, little appetizer style
Yes.
that we can produce tomorrow.
Oh, man. I'm a big fried chicken guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got to get some fried chicken.
Yep.
And some good barbecue. We love some barbecue.
Barbecue's good.
Love
Yeah.
getting some barbecue. So we'll have.
We got that going.
There we go. There we go.
A good little finger food. We always love boiled peanuts. That's as southern as it gets right
that's it
there. So
Some bull peanuts, kind of. Bull peanuts are great because I'm nervous. My everybody copes with nerves differently, right? Mine is I like to graze and eat. So tomorrow morning I'll start off. I'll probably go into the local biscuit establishment and getting a ham biscuit first thing in the morning for the family and myself. And then, yes, sir. And then I'll we'll pack some snacks in the car and I'll eat them the whole entire. Clark can attest. I constantly eat the whole time before the game. I can't eat really during the game, but before the game, I'm a nervous eater. I just like to pick and graze. So bull peanuts is great for that because you get one peanut, break it open and eat it. And that's how I cope with the nerves before a game. And I definitely with the bull peanuts or heck, just traditional roasted peanuts as well. Too are good. And I tell you another good one I like to get me some onion rings. Like to give me some onion. You don't like some onion rings for the game?
tailgate? I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, you never seen some onion rings at a tailgate? We've got them before.
Interesting.
That is awesome. All right, we're gonna do it. We're coming in Christmas to Georgia to see my grandson.
Love it.
My daughter and son. And I've never had boiled peas, but we're gonna give her a shot when we get out there.
Yes. Please do.
What part of Georgia will you be in then, Mr. Rod?
We'll be in St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. Oh, yeah. That'd be good. You definitely down there can find, in South Georgia, can find you some good bull peanuts there. So definitely get you some bull peanuts. You will be addicted. We promise you that at row 60 then.
That sounds fantastic. And I'm coming to a game next year. I will find you guys.
Hey, good Lord willing, we'll be there. We would love that, Mr. Rob. Appreciate your support. Love the call. Great call. Love the energy out there in California. Send us a picture of the tailgate.
All right, boys. I'm going to let you go.
Go dog. Boom, baby. Boom.
Boom. And go dogs.
Love it. Go dogs.
Appreciate the call, Rod.
Love
go
that.
dogs,
Love that, mate. Love that. Rod cranking it up
good
one time
stuff,
there. That's
man.
good stuff. All the way out in California. Georgia is nationwide, man.
That's right.
I love it. And that goes out for everybody. I want everybody. Let's do that. I don't think we've ever opened up. Everybody send a picture of your setup that you've got going on.
I like it. Tomorrow, yes.
Tomorrow, yes. Send a picture of your setup you got going on, where you're going to be watching the game at. If you're having a spread with some friends, some family over, we want to see how everybody's celebrating this game and watching it.
Exactly. Shannon Shipley, right quick. Find a little stand on the side of the road. Those are the best. Completely agree. Oh man! If you find a stand that has a big old wooden sign with painted on it, boiled peanuts $5.
You dang right.
You are guaranteed some really good peanuts.
And a big jumbo styrofoam cup.
Yes,
it's got to be in that styrofoam.
Got to be in the styrofoam cup.
Man, did Oregon just score before the half? That was pretty big. They were down 23. Then they get the ball. Coming out of it. I think
so.
And if old Dan Lannon's boys can march down and make it a 2017 game, get some new life, man. I think that was a big score right there before the half.
Kale, right quick. Talk about tailgate food, hot wings. How did we leave off?
Yeah, we left off hot wings, man. Get some Blazers hot wings.
Lemon pepper.
Good point, Kale. That's stout.
Oh,
do we got another caller?
We got another caller.
Who do we got?
It wouldn't be a row 60 live call-in show without this guy giving us a ring. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself now.
All right, who we got?
Blake Newman from Houston, Texas.
Yeah!
Yes, sir. There he is.
There he is, Blake. How is everything in the Lone Star State on this Friday night?
Everything's good. A little wet the past few days, but it's passing out. I think headed y'all's way if it ain't already there.
Yeah, oh yes, sir. It's here. It's here. It's definitely. It's got that football weather feel, man. You know, me and Clark's talked about this. We're the weird ones. Everybody likes 85 degrees sunny days. Clark and I love a good overcast,
just
drizzly,
dreary.
44 degree.
I'm with y'all.
If you can look up in the sky and not see the sun, awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
At this time of year, cold. Yeah, that's right.
Weather.
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
Sir.
Meaningful football weather, playoff championship football weather, Blake. So,
that's right, baby. Postseason.
That's
it's time now. The real season begins tomorrow.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. So, tell me the feel you got, brother. Let's hear it.
The month's in me a little nervous, but I feel confident. I think we're gonna come out on top, and I think we're gonna have I think Bates going to do his thing. We're going to slice them and dice them. We'll have plenty of playmakers making receptions and whatnot. But I really think I got a feeling for some reason that Milton and Edwards, they're both going to have 100 yards rushing.
Oh, man.
I feel like,
tandem. Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll both get 100 yards on the ground. I feel like, like I said, Beck, he's going to do his thing and he's going to throw the rock around. But I feel like we're going to establish a lead, not nothing crazy, but to the point to where you know how Kirby is. Once he gets that 2-score lead, he wants, and the O-line can take over and just hand it off to two good, healthy backs and just let them run the rock. And I think we'll have some success on the ground once we get that going.
Yeah, hey, I love it, man. If both Edwards and Milton break the century mark, I'm feeling very, very good.
Me too.
About what Georgia's going to do tomorrow. And
And I'm telling you too. Lately with Edwards, I know he's not your traditional Kenny Mack or James Cook receiving out of the backfield, but lately to me it seems like he's been catching a lot more passes out of the backfield. Out of the two now that Kendall's healthy, he's your ground and pound, and Edwards has been getting more catches out of the backfield. So
that's a good point, Blake. That's a real good point, man. He definitely has been, man. When we get him out in the flats and get him the ball in space, good things happen, and He is. He's a scrappy guy who gets some tough yards, man, and I feel like we're going to need to get some tough yards out of him, and like I said earlier, so I'm very excited about that. Very excited about his ability to run the football. And I'm sorry, Mom had one of my daughter's toys and just set it off, and it was a little bit of a distraction.
I love it.
Oh, it's good stuff. But I agree, man.
Even last week, Dejon caught one out of the backfield. I mean, into the boundary, right? And he didn't even have that much room, but he broke off.
He did, and if you watch that play, I actually I rewatch most of the time. I always rewatch the game afterwards.
Yes, sir.
And I saw on that play, it was like almost like a design because Oscar Depp was in. He didn't even really go out for a route. He kind of just hung back and kind of set up for him to go downfield and be his lead blocker.
Yeah.
That very well could have been a design.
Might have been, man. Might have been. But that's the beauty of it. Bobo's got so much in his arsenal and what he could do with so many different guys, man. And so many different guys step up. We've seen how well Dylan Bell stepped up the back half of the season. Kendall Milton playing like his hair's on fire. We know what Ladd McConkey could do. Yeah. We know what Brock Bowers could do. And Ra Thomas, Marcus Rosenby-Jackson. Dom, love it. I mean, many weapons. Arian Smith, when you put him in there, man, I mean, there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with 11. And I was really proud of the game that he had against Georgia Tech. Caught some balls, man.
I was too.
And then when you got a field general like Carson Beck, I think the sky's the limit with this offense. It's an elite offense. It is elite.
Oh yeah, he's poised back there, man. Like
he is.
I mean, Stetson was poised too, but he'd make a few, questionable throws and whatnot, and he's a little more emotional, I guess, than you could say Carson is, or at least from what I see. But Carson, to me, just seems like he's got the same look on his face, regardless of the down situation, scoreboard, anything. He's just so calm, cool, and collected back there. I like the way he's poised back there. And like you said, Arian Smith, I feel like he might have been a little bit in the doghouse early in the year with a few drops on some deep passes, but they seem like they've been trying to get him more integrated back in, getting him some reverses and screens or short yardage catches, get his confidence back up. And I feel like he could have a big game tomorrow as well. Whether it's taking the top off or running them on reverses or whatever it may be, because he's made some big plays in that stadium like we've seen before.
That's right, man. That's right. That's right. But, yeah, Blake, I agree. I think the offense is elite, and it's amazing when you think now this is Georgia program where you're more confident in the offense than the defense. But that's where we're at with it. And I couldn't be more proud of this Bobo Beck-led offense. I mean, man, the question marks we were talking about in the summer coming into this was what's going to look like offense without Todd Monken and Stetson Bennett. Right? Yep. And now, I mean, it's elite. There hadn't been a drop-off. You look at the stats. I saw the stats the other night of Georgia last year to this point and Georgia this year, and they're about mirror images of each other. And
they sure are.
It's amazing how those guys have stepped up, and Carson Beck has just been unreal. There's just no moment that's too big for him, and it's not going to be tomorrow. What I love about it too, Blake, is I read a stat the other day, and who comes up with these stats right here that if you are, it said that Alabama is like in the top 15 in pass rush when a quarterback holds the ball longer than 3 seconds. If a quarterback gets rid of the ball in less than 3 seconds, they drop to like below 50 as an average. Carson Beck averages getting the ball out like 89% of the time in under 3 seconds.
Oh yeah,
I want to know who.
Well, that's a good stat. Yeah, like you said, I would have never thought to think of that.
Yeah, well, I read that and I was like, who in the world breaks that down and comes to that? But I mean, it's so. Yeah.
Well, and I think that goes back to the fact that we run these short routes, but we scheme guys open. It's not necessarily always deep downfield like people want it to be, but we're nickeling and diming people, and that does open up that eventual deep shot downfield. So
exactly, and I prefer that method because then it don't get your defense tired having to go back out there if you score on 3 plays.
Yeah, I mean, you see what Tennessee has been the past 2 years. They have that. They get you out of position. They'll hit the deep ball, but then their defense has to trot back out, and they're sucking wind at that point.
Well, my thing too is, man, you've heard some talking heads this week giving Milroe the nod over Beck as the better quarterback, and talking about Milroe's ability to hit the deep ball, and Beck hadn't proved he could hit the deep ball yet. But I mean, he's still putting points on the board. I mean, does it have to be that you have to hit the deep ball to beat Alabama? I think no. And I think if called upon, then I think he can hit the deep ball, man. I don't like
to me
that
is proven.
Yeah.
Right, I don't like it either. To me, Beck's proven throughout the season he can make the tough throws, whether it's a 12-yarder on the back shoulder, whether it's 25 yards down the middle of the field to Brock, or whether he's throwing it over the top too and lays it in there. I mean, wasn't wasn't a 60-yarder. I don't remember how long it was the first touchdown last week till Lovett. You know, he laid that one out right in the breadbasket for about 40 yards or so. It might have been more or less. I can't remember, but it was. I mean, it wasn't a short one, but it wasn't no deep one. But it was a pretty ball he did. I mean, he caught it right in the stride and went and celebrated with the fans on the first row.
That's right. That's right.
Man, you gotta love the old Dom, man.
That's right.
He's been a huge addition to this team. So is Rah and
Yep.
Just a slew of weapons.
That's right.
I tell you another matchup.
I don't want to take up too much. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say another matchup I'm excited to see on the offensive side that we hadn't talked about. And I don't know where they'll line up Dallas Turner. I mean, it might be on Ernest Green if they do. But, let Amarius Mims make some money tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to make some money tomorrow, man. And I know people have told him that, and he knows that. So watch and see what Big Mims does tomorrow against some of these stud rushers. Alabama's got. I hope Alabama's aggressive. I hope Kevin Steele is dialing up some different blitz packages, because I think if they're aggressive trying to get to Beck and be disruptive, I truly think Beck will pick them apart, and Bobo will have some good design screen calls that limits that, and something that I think we could see happen tomorrow, and I just feel very confident about the offense tomorrow. I really do.
Tell you, really tunnel screen, man. If they start getting aggressive, that tunnel screen to Ladd to Dom.
Hey, that's right. Speaking of tunnel screen, man, I know we ain't seen him a whole lot as much lately into the offense because a lot of other guys have stepped up, but. I mean, Mighty Muse may be due for one.
That's right.
Very well.
That's right. Yeah.
I just want him to focus tomorrow, catching the punt returns.
On punt returns,
my
exactly.
Gosh.
There's nothing worse.
He's been a little shaky.
I'm not going to be able to watch a punt tomorrow. Blake, I have this
He ain't been terrible, but he's made a few questionable ones last week, right there on the sideline, you know.
Yeah, and I love his confidence that anytime he touches the football, that he could take it back. That Devin Hester mindset. I'm not saying he's a punt returner like Devin Hester, because he was the best of all time in my opinion. But that mindset that you're going to be a killer out there. You can take it all the way if given the chance, and trying to make something out of nothing. But I just don't want him to do anything stupid that gives that. That's where if Georgia, that's where I feel like we could really, really be in trouble, is if we lose the turnover battle to them, man, and give them just some free possessions, especially setting Milroe up with a short field.
Yeah, and I think too, you were talking about Hester. I think the times have changed tremendously with special teams specifically. You're starting to see these teams have literal special teams coordinator. I'm not saying that necessarily didn't exist back then in 2007-ish era, but now it's such a point of emphasis because it really does make or break a game, and especially on punts now. Yeah, I think people are getting so creative in how they limit punt return yards. I mean, it's unbelievable. What Georgia coming into this game, we know coming into this game, we haven't given up a single punt return yard all season.
That's right.
Crazy.
And
gotta have
gotta
have that play on special teams, man. But yeah, I mean, Muse is just another weapon, and somebody. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to watch a punt tomorrow. Like, I have this thing, man. I've had it for years where I hate seeing muffed punts that. In big games, I get nervous that I literally have to close my eyes during a punt.
Oh, yeah. Clark told us a few times on the podcast about it. And when I'm watching the game and punt returns are happening, I think about you and wondering what exactly you got going on out there.
Here's what happens. I promise you. This is what normally happens. Adam, everybody will be standing up in our session. Everybody. It doesn't matter if we're on the road, at home, and Mercedes Benz tomorrow. But Adam, everybody stand up. But Adam's got his head down. And big moments, he'll definitely have his head down, surrender Cobra, just like, oh God, please help me. Just everybody else standing around him. Those it's fun.
It's weird. I'm a weird individual.
Like the old tornado warning drills.
That's right. I just don't have the science hard book cover over my head. That's exactly right. That's good stuff. That is good stuff, man. Oh yeah.
Well, hey, are you going to be sitting in your camo recliner tomorrow?
Oh yes, most definitely. I've been there. I mean, that's almost every year, pretty much. So definitely the last 3 years. I don't change it up.
Well, good. That's what we got to have. Everybody's got to have their same. I want everybody to do the same things they did against Alabama and Indy. when we did that. You know, have
Oh, yeah.
the same routine if you can. Wear the same clothes, same underwear, everything. Try to, you know.
I threw away the jeans I wore to that game. So
did you? Okay. So you
crap.
can't wear it.
We may be in trouble.
Mine
everybody.
ripped. I didn't throw them away. I just gained some more LBs and split them. So they're gone as well. So.
Oh, man.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, I'll be in the camo recliner, and I'll just give my score prediction before I get out of here.
Yes, sir,
I think
brother.
it's going to be 34-20, dogs on top.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love that. Blake, you're the man. We appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
brother. Love you, brother. Go Dogs.
We love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Go dogs,
Yes,
baby.
sir.
Go
Go
Dogs,
Dogs.
man. Ooh.
I think I might have just cut off his
Did you
bark.
cut off a bark? Hey,
Either he was taking a deep sigh or
either cut off the bark.
he cut off the bark. I'm sorry, Blake, if I cut off
How
the bark.
like this? Shannon Shipley said something very interesting I hadn't heard yet, which would be amazing. Is heard that old
Humphrey?
Julian Humphrey might be back in the contest tomorrow, Clark. Have you heard that?
I have not heard that anywhere, but
that don't
I'll
mean
take your word
anything
for
if I
it.
hadn't heard it. I don't know. I don't know.
That would be a big
That'd be
help.
amazing. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing, old Julian, man. He broke what did he break? His what do we call that bone? The old clavicle. Or did he
Good
do
job,
something
Ab.
to his clavicle?
Yep.
He did something to his clavicle, didn't
clavicle,
he? There was something that was dislodged in the clavicle area, I believe. I think.
Dislodged or broken?
Broke. Was it a broke clavicle?
I have no idea.
It was some
That's
type-
why I'm asking you. I don't know.
The clavicle was disrupted. I know that.
Disrupt, yeah.
In
Injured.
some form, can you sprain your clavicle?
I don't know if you can. Can you? I guess you could sprain a shoulder. Yeah. Who knows? What are we?
Where is your clavicle? Okay, that's right.
I think.
Was
Right?
it your clavicle?
No.
Wait,
Hold
I
up a
don't
second.
think it is right there, is it?
I mean, this is your collarbone.
Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It is right
collarbone.
there. Okay,
this
yeah.
is the clavicle is the, I believe, scientific.
Was it a clavicle?
term. Yeah,
It was a clavicle.
Right here, right here.
Yeah.
No, right here.
No, I know. Yeah, up there, yeah. It wasn't a clavicle though that he hurt. Yeah, it was a clavicle.
Yeah. Kirby said upper left body injury.
Yeah, the clavicle.
The clavicle.
The clavicle. Just say it, Kirby. Clavicle.
Yeah, Kirby. Jeez.
I love that, man. Oh my gosh. Woo! Championship weekend. Clark.
Let's go back to some comments.
Yeah,
right
let's
quick.
go to the comments. Does
Few
Alabama
questions.
score first tomorrow? Nick, I truly think that we're going to have kind of a little busted coverage, if you will, Clark.
No.
And our old friend Jermaine Burton hits about a
Oh no!
40-yarder.
Anybody else? Give me the.
I know. I do think that they will get on the board first. We're going to hear that train. I want to go burn, burn, and then they crank up, "Hey Alabama!" But it's going to be all right. We're going to be okay. Maybe not. I'm hoping I'm using some reverse psychology, saying that it'll happen, and this time it
Yeah.
don't happen.
Shannon said Bowers touchdown pass.
Yes, absolutely. Brock Bowers catches a touchdown. I will
No,
bet.
no, or is she
Is
saying
she talking about he's going to throw one?
He might
He's gonna
throw
pull up
one.
and throw. Nah, you know, I don't put anything past that man. I'm not going to say that there's anything that he can't do
Yeah.
until I've seen him not do it.
I mean, I look. It always seems like we have some sort of a trick play, a little reverse, something up our sleeve. Nick, I think this is one of the comments of the night. Whoever wins this will win the national championship.
Yeah, man, we've said it for years down here in the South that championships run through the SEC. They run through Atlanta that first Saturday in December, and I mean the numbers speak for themselves, man. I mean, I think the SEC's only lost 3 games during the playoff era. Had a team in the playoffs every year, but only lost 3 of those games.
Wow.
Right? Would
I
that be
think
right?
so.
Because
Clemson
it would be
and 19.
Ohio State, Alabama,
Yep, that one.
and
2.
then Clemson won 2 of them. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because LSU won it in 19. We won it in 21. We won it in 22. And Alabama won it in 20. LSU won it in 19. Clemson, of course, beat Alabama in 18. It was SEC versus SEC in 17. And then in 16, it was Clemson, Alabama. Clemson beat Alabama. 15, it was Alabama beat Clemson. 14, the first year where we said. So the 3 losses would be Alabama got beat by Clemson twice, and then Alabama got beat by Ohio State. So 3 times in the playoff era for the 10th year right now have we seen an SEC loss. I mean, and usually those first round games are blowouts, man. Georgia versus Michigan, Alabama versus Michigan State. Usually Alabama versus Washington one year.
Right. All right, we're getting a new caller.
All right.
Welcome
Who
to row
we got?
60. Oh, let me hold up just a second. All right, now welcome to row 60. Who we got?
Go ahead. Who we got? Who we got on the horn?
Don Doherty from Atlanta.
Don from Atlanta.
Don from Atlanta. How's it going, Don? How's things in the big ATL?
They're good. They're good. I'm excited to finally talk to y'all again. I needed this after my grandmother passed away this last weekend after Thanksgiving. So, you know.
Well, Don, I just want you to know, man, that we'll be thinking of y'all and praying for y'all. That's always tough when you lose a loved one, man. But we believe in there will be a reunion one day, and something greater than Georgia football when we do see them one day. And just know our prayers are for you and your family, Don. And that's the beauty, just real quick, about the show, what we try to do here, and what we like to think about with football and Georgia football is it's just kind of a escape for a little bit from, you know, the adversity that we face in life and that each and every one of us is going to have because this world isn't perfect. And, you know, hopefully it's a place where you could not think about that stuff for a while and just focus on the dogs, man. But, Don, just know everybody here at Row 60, we're praying for you, buddy.
Thank you. But, yeah, everyone, so I have a house divided. So a couple of my cousins are Alabama fans. I'm the only Georgia fan. And all I got to say is go Dogs. Score prediction, UGA 47, Alabama 17.
Oh, 30 points. Oh, my.
Nice.
Now, I will tell you this right now. If Georgia beats Alabama by 30 points, Clark will record me, and I will go jump into the Centennial Fountain, fully clothed.
Adam, I'm going to hold you to that now. You're not getting out of this one.
If Georgia beats Alabama by 30 points, I will go do something crazy, extreme.
We're going to go get a tattoo.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
No, but no, I will do something. Maybe jump into the Centennial Fountain. I've always thought about that one before. I don't know how deep the Centennial Fountain is.
It's pretty big.
But then I hope they don't have those things where, like, I've always thought when I've gotten a hot tub or a jacuzzi, like, have you ever seen the movies where that, you know, like the things can suck you in? No. I've always wondered. I've always had a fear of that in bodies of water, like man-made bodies of water. You know, the drains and stuff going down the drain. But anyway, right. I'm sorry, I'm off the rails. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead. I love that though. 30-point.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll be watching again tomorrow at home by myself. So I'll be cheering on them Dogs.
Well, Don, you know what that means, brother. You just be loud and rowdy.
Yeah.
You be loud and rowdy.
Oh,
and you have you a good old time, my man.
Oh, I will.
Love that.
I will. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll let y'all do your thing.
Well, Don,
just keep listening.
Well, I pray, brother. Well, I appreciate you calling. Great time calling you, man. Definitely again, thoughts and prayers heading your way, brother. Mm-hmm. Enjoy tomorrow. Be loud and rowdy, and go Dogs, baby.
Go Dogs.
Woo! Nice. Appreciate it, Don. Love that. Don from the ATL.
Yep.
Don from the ATL.
Hold on. Hey, I'm going to shout out because my Uncle Bert got on to me at Thanksgiving, Adam.
Oh, really?
He got on to me because I didn't shout out my two aunts, Aunt Joanna Gaines and Kelly Foster.
Yes.
They're both my aunts, and they both are on Patreon supporting us. So there's your shout out, Bert.
There we go.
Somebody record that and send that to Uncle Bert.
That's good stuff.
And by the way, I did that a while back, but he didn't believe me. So
you did. I can attest to you did give them the shout out. I will say that. But hey, there's another one. Love that. That's good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Blake Newman says the three-peat tat.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like actually, I'm getting a little
closer and closer.
We're 3 wins away from getting our tails tattooed. I'm putting mine on my butt because at least that way, I don't have anything against tattoos. I just don't think it'll look good on me anywhere other than somewhere no one could see it. So I guess it's going on my tail or on the bottom of my foot or something like that. But I'm a man of my word. I will get a tattoo if Georgia wins.
All right.
And you are too. No, you are too. You're not out of this one. Nope. Oh man. And stuff. If Russell Harrell is listening.
No, Russell Harrell's in it too.
the whole Harrell family.
The whole Section 108.
All of Section 108 in Sanford.
Oh, yeah. We hadn't mentioned that to Russell in a while, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if Russell's listening. And he,
Oh, sorry. I just did that again. Joanna Hill. I always call my aunt Joanna Gaines.
Joanna Gaines is the one, the designer.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah.
With Chip and Joanna.
Right.
Yeah.
I even call my aunt Kelly Gaines sometimes, but I forget their surname.
I was going to call you out on that one day. I do remember. Yeah. I thought, wait a minute.
I messed it up.
This isn't how it.
I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Welcome to Row 60.
Interesting.
Who we got?
What's
up, guys? It's Will. How y'all doing,
man? Hey, Will. What's going on, my man? How how are we feeling right now? T-minus 18 hours until the kick, until toe meets leather.
It's hard not to be a little nervous.
right. That's right.
You think back to, you can't help but not think back to 08, 12, 15, 17, 21, and you're just like, should have gone to therapy for all those probably, but
yeah.
Yeah. I would say this is the one, all those times before, you always thought, there were some times you knew Georgia wasn't the better team.
Right.
Then there were some times that you thought they were the better team.
Right.
But this is the first time where I know we are the better team.
Yes, sir. You let them know that, Will. That's exactly, that gets me jacked right
that's
there.
That's what's getting me going.
Dang right.
Will, quick, what I want you to do, because we I don't know if you were listening earlier. We were talking about the Tom Rinaldi story that you shared with us.
We didn't say the story. It was before the game, the Tennessee game. You shared this with us. Do you want to tell the people about it? Because I think it's awesome.
Man, I would love to. I wish I had Tom Rinaldi to tell it, but anyways.
All right, take the floor.
I'll keep it brief for the people, but
no, they'll love it. Go ahead.
Tom Rinaldi, obviously, he's setting the scene inside the Touchdown Club room, and it's pretty quiet. He's got everybody captivated. So he starts off and he goes 2nd and 26, and there's obviously just kind of this wide groan across the room. And he's like, I've been fortunate to cover a lot of big events and moments in my life. And he goes, I was standing on the sideline on the Alabama sideline when that happened. And he said, I'd gotten to know Kirby over the last couple of years working for Saban and covering them. He said, I wanted to go congratulate Kirby on getting into the program where he had gotten it so quickly within 2 years, getting to that moment. What he had done was pretty remarkable. So he said an hour after the game, he walked into the locker room, in the Georgia locker room. There was 2 people left. It was Jake Fromm, Kirby Smart. He walked up to Kirby and he said, Kirby, just want to say congratulations. Thank what you've done. Like I said, it's remarkable. He said Kirby looked at him dead in the eyes, held up, his 2 fingers about an inch apart, and he said 1 inch. He goes, that's the difference right now between us and them. He said, I'm going to get on this bus. I'm going to go back to Athens. Every minute, every moment, every second, every rep, I'm going to figure out how we make up that 1 inch between us. And he said, and then one day when we get on the other side of that inch, the difference between us and them is going to be an effing mile.
Yes. Oh, man, that right there. When we get on the other side of that inch, that's what makes me want to run through that sheetrock right there.
Kirby Smart,
even if it had stood. I mean, oh man, that right there. Woo!
Don't you know tomorrow? I think about that story. I've been thinking about this story all week, and
That's
I'm
right.
just like, don't you know tomorrow? He's just like, I'm going to win by 20, 30. Like,
That's right.
And that would do that, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
It's man, I'm fired up for tomorrow. I tell you what really got me juiced up. I was in the Athens Costco earlier, and walking around, and I'm not kidding you. Like, there is obviously very crowded on Friday afternoon, but 90% of the people in there, I'm not kidding you, was wearing a piece of Georgia gear.
Wow.
Right, like a hat, a shirt,
sweatshirt,
something, and I'm like, all right, you just started walking. You couldn't help but not notice it, right?
That's right.
So it was exciting, but yeah, man, I'm fired up tomorrow.
Man,
I also thought it was funny y'all mentioned Andrew Smart on the briefly on the podcast.
yeah.
You know what we're talking about, right?
Oh yeah, I loved it. But do you think that kid knows like how good his childhood is?
Oh my gosh, he has no clue.
There ain't no way.
No.
There's no way he realizes.
There's no way. Just what he does week in and week out. I mean, I'm just like, you sit there and I'm like, I think back to like when I was a kid, right? And I'm just like,
right.
I had the biggest blast just going into the dog walk and whatever. I'm like, he's walking in the dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
he's gesturing towards opposing fan bases.
He's celebrating with the players right after they make a touchdown.
Yeah,
you know,
and he's got a whole team of big brothers that will protect him. I mean, it's crazy. So, I will say this right quick. This is funny. Back in 2016, we weren't at Buttsmere. We were a few miles down the road. This is when they were doing the new indoor facility. And Kirby's kids, it was Andrew and I forget.
It must have been a young Andrew.
It was a very young Andrew and a very young two other siblings. But they were playing in the end zone where Kirby's defense was practicing. And I'll never forget the moment. We threw a deep ball to like Michael Chigbu. This was practice or something. And almost ran into one of Kirby's kids. And I thought Kirby was about to light into Michael Chigbu. No, Kirby sprints probably 60 yards downfield, goes to his children. I'm not going to repeat the things he said, but it was very colorful. And bless their hearts is all I got to say. But they quickly left the end zone and went to play somewhere else.
Elsewhere.
But, oh, my gosh, it's pretty interesting.
That's incredible. I mean, I don't know how often y'all get to listen to 960 in the mornings in Athens, but
it doesn't come in, man. I wish they need to broaden there. Like over here where we're at, I try to get it. Doesn't come in.
Pro tip: download the app.
Okay,
you can stream it on your iPhone all the time. Any of their programs. So
that's a good point.
About once a year, you catch it in the fall, where they do Russ Tanner on Friday mornings, and then like one Friday they'll bring on Mary Beth Mark for an hour.
Really?
And just interview her and try to get, kind of the candid, hey, tell us the Kirby stories. And I remember her like mentioned, they asked her about like, do your kids, like, what do you think about like the language? And she's just like, oh, it's like they were, cussing at age 4 like it was nothing, being around Kirby all the time. So.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wow!
Wow. Oh my gosh! We'll have to talk to you later about what we were talking about off air a while ago, or I guess it was a few days ago. Just our commentary. We were making some jokes though. We'll tell you later, but.
Oh
my gosh!
One hypothetical I was going to ask you guys.
Yes, sir.
So I know you listen to. I guess at the home games you listen to Scott Howard.
That's
on
right.
The radio.
That's right. Yes, sir.
How much money would either of y'all pay to have your headset pick up the coach's headset on the sideline?
Oh my gosh!
Sitting in the
always said that, man, that I would love nothing more if I could intercept the signal. Maybe Clark and his technological prowess can figure out how to intercept some of that up there.
Let me know when y'all do.
Oh, man,
tell you.
That would be gold. Well, I've always thought about it. And then, and I'll tell you the moment that I would have liked to have heard most in the Kirby air when you see him have a meltdown. And it's weird and it's random, but where he went ballistic, Clark, and you I don't know, were you working this game or not? But Will, I think you'll remember this, was on Jim Chaney in the 2018 Missouri game in Columbia.
Well, and then he blew up at Chaney in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Same year. Yeah, it was both.
Yeah, I think I would have loved to have intercepted the radio traffic for Kirby Smart laying into Jim Chaney.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I know where you're talking. I definitely know the moment you're talking about, but just even any of the stuff, I would love to hear like what they say about the other team, what they say about certain players on the other team. I mean, just that would just be a pure gold. I don't know. You have the silent auctions where you can bid on things.
Yes,
I would probably pay a substantial amount of money I shouldn't spend on if that.
Oh, yeah. I would too, man. Then you throw in Will Muschamp. I think I'd be the most excited about Muschamp's frequency, man. Muschamp, the best. I know you've seen it, Will. Have you ever seen the video where the ESPN camera catches Muschamp, his first stint at Auburn as a defense coordinator, where he got the Coach Boone title from?
Was that where he's punching the whiteboard?
Yeah, well, no, this is one where it's against Arkansas in like 06, and this is where he gets Coach Boone from. And it's not going boom like I do. He adds some more stuff to it, but look up on YouTube Coach Boone, Will Muschamp.
It was Arkansas.
Auburn, yes,
Arkansas, 06,
and
yeah.
then it's just a live mic that picks up Will Muschamp, and it's wild. That's wild.
I know the one you're referencing.
I know the one you're referencing too. That's a good one too.
Just do your fucking job. He's bam.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in South Carolina.
Yeah. That's good stuff, man. Oh, I love it. I love the
well, guys, it's man, I can't believe it's gone by so quick. It seems like it's just
it has, man.
You know, here we are, another opportunity, and it's can't ask for anything more. So.
We can't, and we got to enjoy every one of them, man, because it's not going to last forever. Even though it's amazing, this is the third year we're on doing this, and we have these just life memories that we're building up every game. And that's why and I just say it time and time again, it's just we're enjoying every single moment of it, man. We've dreamed of just having one of these, and imagine now the run we're on. I mean, God, it's unbelievable.
And, Will, you know this, and everybody who's kept up with Georgia football well beyond 2017 knows how sweet this is right now, how rewarding. We have waited for this time. We knew it was bound to happen at some point. I mean, we knew we had everything in place except just a few pieces, it seemed like. And now it's all come together. We're here. Right. Good gosh, y'all. We've won 29 straight. Hopefully going to win 30, 31, 32 straight.
Woo, man.
I mean, catch the elusive three-peat. My gosh. I mean, it just doesn't get any better. Will, are you going tomorrow, brother?
Dude, I am so embarrassed to admit this. And y'all aren't going to believe this, honestly. I have to go to a wedding tomorrow. And I have. It has been a point of contention in our household all week.
Well, what time?
But and not only a wedding. We're flying out of Atlanta tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to go to Philadelphia.
Oh, what time does the wedding start?
4:30.
Oh, ooh. Please tell me you got some earbuds, though, Will.
Oh, I'm going to be sitting in the corner. I told my wife, I told her, I'm like, I'm going to be useless at this wedding. Like, I'm not even, I mean, I hope you enjoy dancing by yourself.
That's right. Like, she's got to understand. You're just a good man for being there.
I was about to say, so you're not in the wedding. Is that right?
No, it's a mutual friend that we felt fairly obligated to do. And you know, it's just one of those things. Like, had to RSVP before we, knew we were going to make it, and it was
right.
It's been bad, man, and this is it's killing me. It's killing me.
Bless your heart, Will,
I can imagine the conversation. I can imagine the conversation
because we've been there. So, and maybe not with an SEC championship level, but we've been there too with that.
There was a point earlier in the day, and it was about 10:30, 11, and I was literally, I'm like, I hope to goodness it's a downpour tomorrow and our flight gets delayed by like 2 hours, because if it does, we're not going to make the wedding, and we're already in Atlanta. We're going to go to the game. Like, I'm going to figure it out.
I mean, best of both worlds. You made the effort.
You really did try.
The good Lord and Mother Nature had other plans, right? So, I mean, you adjust and adapt. You adjust and adapt. You go to the bins.
It's like the one moment in my life where I'm like, man, I wish there was some flight chaos going on.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
If anything, you could just blame it on the amount of people there trying to get through security. My buddy did say the other day, McKay, shout out to him. I don't know if he's still listening. I know he was earlier. He said that the line to get through security was like 2.5 hours. No joke. The other day at Hartsfield-Jackson. So I'm sure y'all are frequent flyers, but
maybe that's I fly out for work occasionally, so I've got pre-check. My wife doesn't have pre-check, so we've got to get a main security line. So maybe we'll just, miss the flight.
There you go.
Yeah. Whoops.
That's right.
Darn.
Oh, man, Will, brother.
What are we going to do now? Oh, the next one's not till 1. Oh, okay. Let's go to
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's go to the bins. All we can do.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Well, I feel for you, brother.
Listen, if you don't make it tomorrow, just know, hey, we'll have the Sugar Bowl, hopefully.
That's right.
And, hey, the big one, Houston. We'll see you out there,
That's right. That's right.
I booked plans for those a while ago. I hate to admit it, but, you kind of have to.
You got to, man. You do. You got to get that dialed in and go ahead and get your ducks in a row and your T's crossed and your I's dotted.
I thought you were about to butcher that phrase, Adam, but you did it.
I did get it.
You got it. Oh, man.
Oh,
all right. Well, Will, I don't know if you've I
man.
feel like you've already given us a score prediction, but maybe not. What's your score prediction for tomorrow? And I want to break out player, too, on both sides of the football.
Yeah.
Breakout player. Okay. Let me go. Score prediction, I think we're looking at 41-27 Dogs.
Yes, sir. I like it.
Breakout player on defense. I like Malachi Stark, man. I think he's got to make the plays.
I like it.
Offense, Tom Lovett. He's due for a real big one.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been close on a couple of those passes where it feels like he's just, one guy away from taking it to the house.
That's right.
Especially if McConkey doesn't play, I feel like he's got to be the guy.
That's right. I like it.
Good
I
stuff,
like it, man.
Good stuff.
We'll see, man. I'll be following along in Amish country in Pennsylvania, so y'all be thinking about me.
We will bark.
There you go.
We will
There
bark
you go.
extra loud and be extra loud.
We'll be thinking about you, brother. We'll
Yep.
be thinking about you. You're a good man. You're a good man. You're a great husband.
Yep.
And I tip my hat to you.
I
man.
really do. I do,
I
too.
really tip my hat to you. That's some sacrifice right there. Love that.
Hopefully we'll be able to make it to New Orleans I feel like it's New Orleans or nowhere. Even I don't even think Pasadena's in the cards
That's
anymore.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So.
All right, fellas, y'all have a good night and go Dogs.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Dogs,
Go
bro.
Dogs.
Man.
Oh,
Poor Will.
man.
You could just tell in his voice, man. I hate that for him. I hate that
Yeah.
for him. That's
Poor
tough,
Will.
I mean, but just being a good family man, a good husband
Hey,
right there.
better friend than I could be in that situation. I'm telling you. Woo.
I have definitely
Adam, you missed.
a lot of,
I was
Yeah,
about
a
to
lot
say,
of
I think you missed something tonight, did you not?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Well, this is business, is it? It's
Well, this
business,
is
right?
just good fellowship.
It's
Yeah, just
good
have a
fellowship,
That's
good
right.
time. All right. We may make this the last caller. We're having a great time, y'all.
We are having
this
a good
this has
time.
been a blast, and as
But
always,
everybody's got to have some shut eye.
we got to get some good rest, though, sure enough. But I think this might be a great caller to end the show tonight. Mr. Logan Waldrop. How's it going, brother?
How's it going? We ready for tomorrow?
We're ready to go, Logan. We're ready to go, man. And, you have a report, boots on the ground behind enemy lines this week, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I actually got home about 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
I'm
did
glad
you?
that I caught you guys in time.
You did. You did.
But I've been in enemy territory all week with the enemy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they ain't very friendly.
Oh.
Tell us about it. Have you had any run-ins or confrontations?
Oh, gosh. I actually have a really fun story. So I met with a group of individuals in South Alabama, and all of them were Alabama fans. And I was there to show them one of our new products. And as soon as I walked in, I was wearing our back-to-back national champions hat because, of course, I
That's
have
right.
to. If I'm going behind enemy lines, I gotta have some Georgia gear on.
Got to, brother.
And
Got
before
to.
I could even say a word or introduce myself, he said, "If you don't take that hat off, I'm just going to leave." And I was like, "Well, I'm not taking the hat off." I thought he was kidding too, but sure enough, he got in his truck and he left.
Oh my
So
gosh.
disrespectful. So disrespectful.
They're so
disrespectful.
They're bitter. I think
they
they're
are
bitter.
They know they're
He's
scared.
childish.
Their fan base deep down, they won't
they're
admit it, but
terrified.
they're scarified. They're scarified.
Scarified?
Got combine two words there.
I like that
That's
word.
what happens when I get to rambling. I just make up words, man. My mind makes up words that don't like coincide. My mind and my mouth don't coincide with each other. So I just ramble and make up words. But anyway, they're terrified of what Georgia has become and where they can be and what could happen tomorrow, Logan.
Oh, I'm telling you, they're scared of what Kirby's building over there.
They are. They're scared of it, and they should be. Dang it.
Yeah.
Should be. Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the many encounters that I have, but I'll spare you guys all the gruesome details from the very lovely trip that I had down there.
Yes, sir, man. That's a good report. I know you're doing the Lord's work, going down there and letting them know about the dogs, and and I love that, brother. Love that, man. So tell us, I know we've talked earlier in the week about what we thought about this football game, but tell the people what you think. Who's going to be your breakout players, and how do you see it playing and going down in Atlanta tomorrow?
And before you go, hold up. Before you go, Logan Waldrop is like dead on with this stuff. I don't know how he does it.
He called McConkey and Bowers
Before
the Clemson
Clemson game.
Yeah, the Clemson preview.
And look where
he said,
we're at.
look at these two guys that I've heard has been tearing up in camp. This young tight end named Brock Bowers and this guy that we offered a scholarship to at the very end, Lad McConkey. Tore it up on the scout team in 2020. Look out. And I got another guy. I think Will Taylor's going to be the next Lad McConkey. But anyway, that's beyond the point. That's a conversation for a different day. Logan, the floor is yours.
So breakout players, I mean, I got to go with Big Game Bullard. I mean, he's kind of our guy in the big games. He won both the defensive MVPs last year. He's going to be our guy in that secondary that really steps up.
Right.
I hope at least we need 6 to have the game of his life.
Right.
Jalen Everett really needs to be locking it down on that side.
That's right.
And then I think it was Will that called before. I really am looking at Lovett to be a breakout, especially if Lad's not going to go. If Lad doesn't go, then Lovett. I mean, I know I'm kind of stealing what Will said, but I mean, he kind of stole it right out of my mouth before I got a chance to say it. And I really like that call. I think that Lovett will have a really big game in that slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I've been swinging back and forth. One day I feel like we're going to win by 100, and the next day I feel like we're going to lose by 100. But I'm going to lock it in right here.
Okay.
Dogs are going to win 34-24. But we go into halftime down. So we got to go in and make some halftime adjustments. But we come out strong third and fourth quarter. We shut them down, and the Dogs go to the college football playoffs again, and they're back-to-back SEC champions.
I think you're exactly right. Not saying that Georgia's going to play bad in that first half, but I could definitely see Alabama being up somehow. Not by much,
but you flip
the script.
No,
Yep.
yeah.
Flip the script
And win the second half. That's
that
I
would
like
be sweet.
I like
that. Would be sweet. I'd be a nervous wreck at halftime, but that would be sweet. That's what I told Clark earlier, Logan. I was like, if we had our own 2nd and 26, 4th and 31 against them, would we live to make it, to see it, that we'd be so nervous, you know?
Ooh, I don't know. I made it die.
Yeah. That I was like, I don't want it to come down to that, but how sweet would it be to just rip their hearts out, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, geez, after they've done it to us every single time, I mean, I don't think my poor little heart could handle it, but I'd certainly love to see it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think a big Peyton Woodring field goal would be is going to be big. I think he's going to have to two big ones tomorrow. Two big Peyton.
You have
Peyton
maintained
Woodring
that through the entire week, Adam.
Two
big field goals.
Big Peyton Woodring field goals tomorrow.
That's what it's going to take.
I like it.
Not one, Logan. 2 Peyton Woodring field goals. We got to have that young kid come in there and hit. You know, no elements in the dome.
That is true.
Unless you ask Noah
breeze.
Ruggles. Noah Ruggles might say there's some elements in the dome. Old Shankopotamus came up and got his, man. But Peyton Woodring, young Peyton Woodring, 2 big field goals. 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just my biggest concern is just these young linebackers, C.J. Allen and Ray Wilson. They look really, really good, really, really flashy, but they have had some of those missed assignments that cost us some big plays. So if they can come in and have big games, play solid, I'm not worried about it at all.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I agree, man. I agree. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's something we talked about in the podcast. Really hadn't discussed much tonight as how important it's going to be for C.J. Allen, not only talk about when containing Milroe and run defense, but also coverage coverage out of the backfield, you know, tight ends that they got and everything that in the passing game as well. I think that Tommy Reese will try to exploit some of that and have some mismatches with those young linebackers also in pass coverage as well. They're going to have to the game of their life, man.
And yeah, it is. But in terms of, I do have a breakout freshman for this game he's kind of breaking out the past couple games, but I think that tomorrow he makes a statement and becomes essentially the next Jordan Davis. But I think that Jordan Hall is going to have a stellar game and have a lot of push up front. I'm really excited to see what Big 4-4 does.
I like that.
Hey, We
like
need that push tomorrow.
Yeah,
we need it bad.
Need it bad.
And
bad.
not saying that the guys that we don't have aren't capable of doing that. I think they are. Some of it's scheme too, but man, if you can get number 44, just taking on a couple of blocks, man, that frees up somebody else to make a tackle, to make a play, and
gonna have to have those guys. I'm gonna have to have the Jordan Halls, Christian Millers. I'm a big Tyron Ingram's Dawkins guy. I know he probably might be in the doghouse with Kirby a little bit after that late personal foul. That stuff don't fly at Georgia, but I really feel like since he's came back, the Florida game on, the D-line just looks good when he's out there. And maybe that's just a narrative and a hill I'm dying on, but I just feel like when he's in the game, a lot of disruption happens. So that's a guy I'm looking at, man. But you're right. I'd love to see Jordan Hall definitely stepping up more and more. So, hey, I like it. Like it, Logan.
I'm just ready for a big win.
That's right, brother.
Finally kill the king and put it all behind us.
Woo! Do it, baby.
Mean, don't you really think?
Do it, baby.
Doesn't it feel like, we said this in 2021. We said, if we beat Alabama, it'll be the changing of the guards. And I think that was kind of the start, maybe the preamble, if you will.
I think it was, yeah.
But now, if you can get one more win tomorrow, I about said today. It almost is today.
Yeah, we're getting there.
If you get one more win tomorrow, you go on, you win the next two.
Yeah.
Find a way to win a third. My gosh. You got it. At that point, you got to say Kirby is the best, not of all time,
but right now, he is the best.
And I'd argue he's the best right now as it is.
But that might be Georgia Homer takes as a – hey, two things about that real quick. Also, not only does it solidify that, but Nick Saban, it also puts to bed this, Logan. Nick Saban, since 2007, there's not been 3 football seasons that have gone by where he has not won a national championship. If Georgia wins tomorrow, it solidifies that it is the first time in the 16 years that Saban's been in Alabama that 3 full football seasons have gone by where Alabama has not won the national championship, okay? And not only has it been 3 full seasons that that Alabama has gone by not winning a national championship, it could potentially be 3 seasons that went by that Georgia won all 3 of the national championships of those 3 seasons. You talk about putting a freaking stamp on it, baby. Right there. Give me that right there. Put that needle right there in that main vein right there.
And that's why that old buddy earlier with you, that's why he's mad. Because he knows it.
He knows. He knows.
That's
right. He knows. I mean, this is history, man. We see what empires fall in history. The Ottoman Empire fell. It did. The Ottoman Empire fell. The Roman Empire fell. What was Napoleon? He was part of the French, right? Was he part of the French? Was Napoleon French?
He was French Empire.
Napoleon went into Russia, and it just didn't work out right? And Nick Saban kind of reminds me of a Napoleon. If you look at Napoleon, and you read about Napoleon in the history books, guys, Napoleon kind of...
Tell us about him.
Same leadership qualities as Saban.
Probably the same stature.
Exactly.
Height.
A little bit of, I'll say just arrogance and some narcissistic capabilities.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just thought it sounded good at the moment, but now that I'm going at it might not be because I don't really know about Napoleon.
I was about to say, Adam, what in the world do you know about Napoleon?
I just know that Napoleon went into Russia in the winter thinking he was too big for his britches and got stopped. And then roughly a couple centuries later, Hitler did the same thing, and the same thing happened, and you just don't invade Russia in the winter. Now, how we tie that back around to where we're at now, I don't know, but... Anyway, empires fall. Empires fall. That's empires fall, dynasties fall, and new dynasties rise. It's the way of the world. It's been that way of the world since before Jesus Christ and after Jesus Christ right now until Jesus Christ comes back.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the ultimate,
tomorrow is Nick Saban's winner.
That's right. That's it.
And he's coming into Russia. Wait, that's bad. I'm not going to compare the state of Georgia to Russia. This is a terrible analogy all around. This is an awful analogy. What in the world?
We got out in a little left field. We're going to bring it home.
That's on me. That's on me, guys. I mean, I was just trying to relate some history and just trying to think of some dictators who had some famous falls, I mean, let's ask the chat. Who's some famous guys who've had some, who's fell? It was on top of it. The Ottoman Empire, the Persian Empire. You think about it, like, this is World War I. World War I is where all the European historical royal families fell. That's what changed the geographic, right? When the Allied powers defeated the Axis in the First World War, that is when all these family dynasties fell in Europe.
Okay.
The Turkey, and Austria. That might be the same thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's when that fell. That's when the New World kind of went from a family lineage of passing transition and a power to more of a democratic democracy type. I mean, I mean, there was still, that type of deal, what you saw kind of in Europe. So that's what's happening. College football, bringing it right back around. College football is going to change tomorrow. It's going to be World War I college football tomorrow, where there's a new landscape. There's a new landscape in college football. A new landscape will be developed in college football is what I'm trying to say, Clark. That what we have seen the past 16 years, that's what tomorrow means, that what we have seen for 16 years, since 2008, what we've seen college football, what the narrative has been, it changes. It changes. When Georgia beats Alabama, all season is going to be like, yeah, that was great. That's probably the best run. But it was 2007 to 2023. Now it's Georgia. Now everybody says, how we want to do it? Do we want to do it like Alabama? No, we want to do it like they're doing in Athens. We want to do it like they're doing in Georgia. That is what is at stake tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shoot, you got me ready to go ahead and cut the cigar.
Let's do it, man. All right, hey, let's go get the tattoos.
It's everybody. The whole nation has an opinion on this game. Everybody has it. And, I mean, we're Georgia. We're from Georgia. We're Georgia Bulldogs. Went to Georgia. All this stuff. And to see Georgia in this spotlight, man, again, it's unbelievable. And it's something that, oh, man, where's Tylenol?
Holy poop. Where's the Tylenol?
I'm just so, I don't know. This game, I just want it so bad, but I think, it changes. This is it. This is the passing of the torch. This is where the narratives of powerhouses, and Alabama will still be respected.
Oh, yeah.
But they will be second to Georgia. And when people talk about Tuscaloosa, it's going to be replaced with Athens. That's what tomorrow means.
Absolutely.
Golly. Well, hey, Logan, we appreciate it, man. As always, you're a staple on this show. And big Row 60 patron, great friend of ours. Man, we always appreciate the call. Anything else you want to add?
Let's go get after him. That's all I got to say.
I like it.
Let's do it, baby.
Simple enough. Woo! Straight and to the point, man. Hey, appreciate the call. Love you, man. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!
Oh, man. All right, that might be a good one to end on. I think my wife is wondering where I'm at.
Oh, yeah, man.
We are going on 2 hours, 42 minutes.
Are we really?
Oh,
Daytime flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a show,
right,
y'all.
Read a few more comments, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. I missed some.
Rodney Dittler said, the look on Clark's face is priceless.
I guess that was understand what I was trying to say.
Yes.
I really didn't know what I was trying to say. I get in these times where I just start talking about what comes to mind, and it usually just
it's a Michael Scott. You just start a sentence, you just don't know where it's going to end up going.
Yeah, and you just keep going with it and just see if you can tie it all back.
And that's why we love you, Adam. Good stuff. Hey, Caleb, man, sorry. I think you're trying to call in. We're going, dude. We'd love to take it, but I gotta get home. I gotta
bounce.
Yeah,
you gotta bounce.
Caleb says since 2007, there have only been 2 national champs that have not either beaten Alabama or been Alabama themselves. It just means more to beat Bama, plain and simple. You're exactly right, Caleb, man.
Right. Let's go.
Golly.
Let's go.
Now's the opportunity.
Now is the time.
What is going on in this game?
I just saw where somebody just threw a didn't Oregon get an intercept? Bo Nix just fumbled.
He has thrown a pick and
he just Oregon's defense just got an interception, and then Washington intercepted right back, and then he just his knee
was down. Yeah, down.
Knee down. That's the universal, when there's a ball loose and you think our
down,
guy's down, you point to the ground.
It doesn't matter if it was Japanese, if you're Mexican, American, Australian. It doesn't matter where you're from.
The world universal language for our guy did not fumble the ball. He was down is this right here. That's exactly right. You can
it's like the YMCA.
In all the 7 continents in the world, everybody knows that.
Oh, my gosh, man. What are we doing? My mind,
I'm frazzled.
I'm frazzled.
I've been frazzled. This whole day I've been frazzled. I just
We tried to talk on the phone earlier, and it was just a bunch of word barf. I think we're both a little
Everybody I've talked to
anxious.
on the phone today I've been frazzled about. Just anxious. Just nervous.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean, you can't help but feel this way.
It's big.
After
it's big.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. Hey, let's read a couple more. Blake Newman said Liberty had a sign at their game tonight that said, "We want UGA." Hey, it used to be "We want Bama."
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
Changing of the guard. We're at that level now.
We're there.
We've earned that respect. These players, this team has earned the respect. We get to piggyback off their success. And if you've been there like we have, man,
it's sweet.
We've earned this. We've earned a little respect ourselves as fans.
It's sweet, man. It's sweet. Just seeing it go to where it is now. Mm-hmm. Just the SEC championships is almost like a given nowadays.
I know.
I mean, appearances is what I'm trying to say. And but yeah, I mean, I think something too, getting back to back, Clark.
Yeah.
Winning 2 in a row, something we hadn't done since 1981, 1982. That's big. Kirby Smart will be in company with Steve Spurrier and Nick Saban as the only coach to win at least 3 SEC championship football games if he wins tomorrow.
Wow.
That is elite company as much as we dislike both of them. Mm-hmm. Oh, Oregon just took the lead, didn't they? I'll be dang. Look at Dan Lanning's Ducks go.
Are they? It looks like they're going to maybe complete this game. We'll see.
Tell you what. This is opening up another can of worms.
Oh, boy.
The way this game's going, and I think from just the quick glances, as lackluster as Oregon has been, Clark, if Texas just goes and steamrolls Oklahoma State tomorrow.
You think they jump Florida State?
They jump Oregon, man. If Florida State wins, let's say Florida State wins. All right, Oregon and Texas have a common opponent, Texas Tech.
Right.
And that was early in the year, but still, the committee said early in the year it doesn't matter when they were alluding to the Alabama-Texas game. Oregon and Texas Tech, I mean, Oregon struggled in Lubbock to win that game, and Texas blew them out. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that could be in consideration when comparing them, and that would be a good game, Oregon and Texas. But I don't think they will. I think Oregon will get in if they win this game, but it's not like right now if they do wind up winning that it'll be a very just impressive. Like they just went and just smacked them.
Look at Dan.
Look at Dan Lanning.
Dirty Dan, man.
So I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, what I'm saying. Who knows, man? It's all going to sort out between now watching this game in real time and tomorrow. I can't wait. That is why college football is the best sport on earth, man. And tomorrow is one of the most sacred days every year in this sport. Enjoy it, baby. Yep. Enjoy it.
Little E, right quick, just finishing up these comments here. Little E, need to put toll booths on I-85 and I-20 for Bama Gumps coming into Georgia.
Love that.
I like that.
Love that.
Oh, man. A whole lot of timeouts this half. I guess he's referring to this game, old Blake. And
interesting.
Everyone knows what Peter means during the punt.
That's exactly right. You get away and you run to the sideline.
You run as far as you can from the ball.
Away from the football.
Jim Wilcox, I think this is a good one right here. Yep. Dogs are bigger, faster, smarter, and more talented. I agree with all that, actually. Be loud, stay confident, and Kirby we trust. Good night, and dream of strip sacks for the scoop and score. Yes, sir. Yes, that's a good comment to end on, Adam. Let's end this thing, man. It's been a great time.
Yes, sir.
Wrap it up for us, Adam. Give us a little pep talk here.
Give us something real quick. I mean, so what's your feeling right now? What's your feeling?
Feeling dog win. As always, I don't know if I've ever not said the Dogs are going to win on this show.
I don't think I ever have either, and it's turning out good, so I'm going to continue with that.
Yeah. Man, I think I said 34-24. I think that's what Logan said earlier.
Yeah.
I'm right there with him.
I've like a lot of scores tonight. I can see it a lot of different ways. Yeah. Everybody, great calls tonight. Mm-hmm. Great insight on this football.
Yeah, man. It's our time. It's the changing of the guards.
You dang right.
The dynasty continues. Guys, listen, we are 3 wins away from three-peating. Nobody. Look, we're not going to count the stinking Minnesota Gophers
in the 30s.
In the Great Depression.
After the Depression. Probably
30s?
still lingering effects.
Yeah, no, I mean,
30s, but I mean, the great, the Dust Bowl era. America's involvement in World War II.
What did we play
Depression
then?
in 1929.
Right.
Yeah, Depression there. Yeah.
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 What did we
Bad time,
play?
yeah, for sure.
How many games did we play a season? Maybe 8. I don't know.
Back then?
Couldn't have been 15, right?
No, absolutely
This is
not.
the most impressive.
That's right.
If Kirby wins the next 3, it starts tomorrow. We can't look too far ahead, but it
That's
starts
right.
tomorrow. If he can win tomorrow and he wins the next one and the next one.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
That is the best coaching job maybe ever
That's right.
in college football.
That's
Once
right.
again, I'm not saying he's the greatest all time. I'm saying the coaching job within that 3-year span, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what we're doing. We got to continue this success tomorrow. My mom says it's time to wrap things up. I'm feeling good about it. Hope y'all are too. Adam, let her rip, man.
Man, I've enjoyed this. This has been fun. This has been memorable. I always enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I've said the keys to the game is containing Milroe. Just let the pocket collapse on him. Don't over pursue. Make him beat you with his arm. Take away cheap stuff downfield. Make him throw intermediate passes and pick this defense apart and win this football game if they're going to move the football. Stop the run, man, and on offense, give Carson Beck a clean pocket, and he's going to eat. I feel good. I think it's going to be a 4-quarter war tomorrow, Clark, but I'm still going with 34-28. The difference is too big. Peyton Woodard field goals. This game is monstrous. It changes the narrative in college football from now on and just cements the legacy of what we thought could happen in December of 2015 when Kirby Smart came to Athens. 8 years later, look at where we're at. Look at the ride. And it's not over yet, baby. Be loud tomorrow. Wear your red and black. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs. Ooh, 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 ooh.